Well, hello there, and welcome to this week's episode of The Hood Conservative. I'm the co-host of this woman right here to my right, Laverne Spicer. Well, now she's to my left. Hey, Raven.
Hey,
Hey,
gorgeous.
Letitia. How are you?
How are you guys?
Amazing.
Ah,
That's good.
ah, you
Damn
know,
it, you forgot me.
Hi, Gator, and this is
you
Gator.
ain't give her time to get to you, Gator. She just started with me because she was on first. I was in the back of the stage, you know.
Damn.
She didn't know,
She
baby.
she already giving me shit and it just started.
Right.
Can't we all just get along? Damn.
Come on.
No, we can't.
Like,
Well, welcome
apparently
to the
not.
Hood Conservative. Welcome to the Hood
Apparently not.
Conservative with Laverne Spicer. We have many, many things that we want to talk to you about. So many things happening. Going to touch on Raven's race. She has a debate coming up. I heard we all need to get out and support that. Letitia, welcome back. Haven't seen you in a moment. And Gator, is that a new hat?
No, ma'am. I just cleaned the damn thing.
Okay.
I finally got off my ass and cleaned it.
Oh my God.
Very
Well,
nice. Very nice.
Raven, do you want to tell anyone about your debate coming up?
Sure. We've got a forum coming up. It's going to be, I believe, in Delray Beach at the Civic Center, but it is going to be a candidate forum. There's going to be four of us on the stage and one clear winner. I said that. I went there. And it's going to be great. So it'll be at 7 p.m. And I really want people to show up. This is what it's about. You want to know what your government's doing? You want to know, who they're sending up there? This is why you need to be part of the process. So come on out, support us, come see how we do it. See how we're going to light it up.
All right.
Well, we'll be expecting to hear some clear policy from you, some solutions from you. Go ahead and knock their heads off. We'll be counting on you to do that. Answer those questions with
Right.
direct yes and no's. Do not roundabout. Don't make it personal. Don't take it personal. And do what you need to do.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
second that
Solid copy.
and third that.
She's gonna win. She's gonna win.
I also would like to, Trey, if you don't mind, Gator, before we get started, just to let everybody know, Laverne knows that I spoke at the school board last night for Edwin Ferguson, who sits on the board of Palm Beach County, who decided he wanted to take off on Charlie Kirk. And again, the reason I want to mention it is, again, let's see how the process goes. The NAACP showed up. They intentionally boxed out all the seats so that the people who were there to speak could not get in. And so we were all in an overflow, even though we were invited to speak. It was an extremely embarrassing demonstration by them. Every single person who was white who came up to speak, they were like, sit down, Jethro, put a sock in it, Ellie Mae.
That sounds like the
And
NAACP.
I just want people to know again, so when they argue of going, this is supposed to be one who uplifts, and again, what are we defending? They were like, well, it's the First Amendment, but then they're shutting people up who are saying he should resign. So I said, it's not First Amendment when people are saying we don't like what you said. And, my purpose was to just get up there and go, I need you guys to know what this hate actually generates. Doesn't matter whose mouth it comes out of. It's not beneficial for the kids. It doesn't uplift the school. And again, it doesn't do anything to bridge the divide that we've got in there. But I stood up for Charlie. He was a friend of mine. And He can't be here to have his voice, but I just wanted to mention the protesters were lined up on the street. Antifa, all the agitators were out there, but the police were there in force. So we got it done. But again, just want to always be mindful of how we represent, how we present.
See, I have an issue with what you were not you and what you were saying, but what you said about because I the NAACP, and I had just ironically enough, I had just watched a little video that my producer for my podcast had sent me, and it was by this trans black person. I can't remember her damn name. Its damn name. Uh, but it was on a Piers Morgan episode, Piers Uncensored or some shit. Anyway,
What's that the other day? The dark skinned black one.
yeah, out of fuck, where the hell was it? I'll have to find it for you. I'll find it for you and see if I can get it to G. But anyway, it was a real quick. It was a real quick video. But this bitch was saying that black people cannot be racist because they're black.
I heard that.
I seen
I
that
heard
this
that.
morning.
You know
on
what I'm talking about?
TikTok.
And she was talking to a white woman.
Yes.
They were having the
I
discussion.
remember.
But
Yeah.
that was the only clip. It was real short. It was only like 30 seconds or so. But she was
Right.
saying that it was a damn joke. That and she was actually calling Piers a race baiter.
Yeah.
Right. I
Saying
remember.
saying that she's saying that she couldn't be racist because she's black.
Anybody who
Race-
spouts racism to be a
my
racist.
point I'm trying to
Actually-
make real short
But I
is
would like to
that
make the.
you said
Okay.
that the NAACP was out there screaming Jethro and Ellie Mae and all that. Now that's just straight up fucking racist.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Completely.
And it was so what was happening was we were in the overflow room. I was an invited speaker. I was supposed to be in the main lobby, but they showed up. The doors opened at 5. I got there at 5:15, and they were somehow let in ahead of time, and they took all the seats up so that we were forced into the very back. Now, the people who were coming in with MAGA hats on were treated there. Most of the police officers were phenomenal, but one of them was like, "Don't start any shit." I mean, it was just like it was
Who was he talking
unbelievably stacked, and they had 2 rows which were up front that had reserve signs in it. And I said, and I went to go, and the police officer, it's like, "You can't sit there; those are reserved." And I said, "But I was invited to speak." And he goes, "Those were reserved for people who were getting awards." And I went, "Oh, okay." So I took a seat, Paul and I took a seat behind those 2 rows, and a woman come in, and a black woman came in with a clipboard. I don't remember who she was, but then she pulled up all of those reserve seats and let all of those protesters that were out on the street when I drove in come and sit in those 2 rows. So they had planned to force it out. And they were, every time somebody black got up to speak, they were, hooping and hollering and yes. And, Charlie Kirk, the best thing that came out of his mouth is his trachea. And they were just, absolutely to the point where 2
Jesus
people who were
Christ.
sitting next to me with freedom shirts on for Charlie Kirk, one woman was in tears. I mean, she just couldn't handle it. She's like, "I can't listen to this." And so it was a complete persecution for an hour. We had to listen to that while, Edwin Ferguson got up and doubled down on it. But then they have the nerve after he says, I said what I said, and I doubled down on it, to then start scolding the audience before anybody had spoken. We got scolded about being respectful and how, we have to appreciate everybody's First Amendment, but we need to stick to things that deal with the school and that are relevant to the school. And I'm like, yeah, because calling people a Nazi is relevant. And I just said, so we had to go through all that. But I caution people, again, I just want to make the point loud and clear, okay, that when my daughter was picked up by the throat at school, It wasn't the NAACP. It wasn't Al Sharpton. It wasn't Black Lives Matter who came running to my defense. It was MAGA patriots. It was the Gators and Laverne and Sam Sorbo and President Trump and, Carrie Lake who reached out, and Charlie Kirk who reached out to me and said, "What can we do to help you? What can we do to help patients?" And so, again, that's not pointing fingers or saying anything. I'm just saying that, I am a woman of color. That was by far the most egregious thing that had happened to anybody we know. So, where was the support? The support was missing because they didn't like, who my daughter voted for. So, I just wanted, when I see them there saying we're there to advance, and they actually got up and said, "We are here only for people of color." And I'm like, and they're talking to white board members who are nodding their head. It was disgusting of going, why are you letting them this race pimp up here to talk this way? And why are you all defending? Yes, he has the right to free speech, but we should call him out for being a garbage human being. And what does that have to do with schools? Do I want somebody teaching my child who celebrates the murder of a young father? Doesn't matter what he comes out of his mouth. You disagree with Charlie. We got it. But at the end of the day, he didn't deserve to be murdered in front of his family for his views. That's what free speech is, isn't it? You don't like the speech, but he didn't deserve to die for it. And I just found it very interesting to have them sitting there. They tried. They didn't really have ability to heckle me because they didn't know what to do with me. They were celebrating anybody of color who got up and said anything, no matter how ignorant or how great it was. But I just wanted to make that point of just giving credit where credit was due. Who had my back when we didn't know what to do, when we didn't know how to fight back? It was the Treys, the Lavernes, the Gators, the people who, again, may not agree with everything that you think and feel, but we unify behind what's right.
Absolutely. So I may have been looking down, but I was listening to you, ma'am.
No, I got you,
My
Gator. I
ears
know
still
you have
work.
my back.
They were all paid lobbyists. That's all. I mean, that's all they were, is paid lobbyists. And they don't know what to do with you because they look at you as you're worser. Me and Gator were just talking about this when I was on his show a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
You are worser in their eyes than a white Republican. You're black, you think for yourself, and you're not a Democrat. So they look at people like us and Laverne and Trey like we're trash. We're worse
Yeah.
than a white person that's a Republican. It's
But
like you think for yourself, right? You're thinking for yourself, and they automatically assume that you need to be a liberal or a Democrat, which
And
is
they
not, which,
also, we're Gen X. Okay. It's just, you think your taunts mean anything? You guys can
right,
call me
right,
anything you want.
right.
Okay. At the end of the day, it's not what they call you, it's what you respond to.
Yeah,
But
true.
I
Yeah.
I don't play those kind of games. And I was telling Laverne, we had a quick laugh. There was actually a guy behind me, had to be in his 60s, but getting mad. And yeah, Charlie Kirk, he dead now. And then when he got to the end of the argument, when I came back, he's talking to somebody next to me. He goes, "You did a good job, your mama." And I'm like, "Did he just say your mama? Are you
What
10?
child? Yeah.
Bruh,
Like a kid. Like what the these people are so stuck on Charlie Kirk. They're so stuck on Charlie
you
Kirk
sound
being
all
gone.
kind of stupid."
Yeah, they're like little
All kinds of
preschoolers.
stupid.
They're like preschoolers. And I don't, when is the world gonna get get over it? Oh yeah, yeah, like, oh, supposedly we got him, he's dead, nobody else is gonna speak the truth. There are a million more Charlie Kirks that have risen up
Correct.
and will continue to rise. I went the next day to Turning Point, and the streets were filled.
Oh yeah.
The streets were filled with young people who are now gonna exercise their constitutional rights. And the voice that you heard of Charlie Kirk has now spread throughout the United States. There is no stopping what is currently happening because of what they did. And everybody's gloating about it all over TV, just gloating and gloating. And the left is so happy. We got him. We got him. Did you guys hear anything his wife said?
No,
There
you
is
didn't.
now
But
there's turning points almost on every damn campus now because of his death.
And
You know
that's
what I mean?
the important thing. That's why it was important to me. It was actually a little bit hard because when I got up to the microphone, I realized he's been gone just over a month.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think I wasn't quite old enough to be his mother, but I feel that's the kind of profound loss I feel because he was so young. It was like I really thought he'd be kind of eulogizing me one day. And again, he wasn't just somebody I knew of, somebody I saw and inspired me. I knew Charlie. I had his cell phone number. He was a friend of mine. And so to be able to say, you guys are out here talking about free speech, Charlie lost his voice because of your intolerance.
Yeah.
And for you, and I just said, to Edwin Ferguson, there's the ESQ from Palm Beach County Schools, yeah, you have the right to say ugly, nasty things. But is that the kind of person you want to be? Is that how you want your family treated? If something happened to you, would you want your kids listening to the fact that their father was a bigot and a racist and this, that, and the other? What the hell is wrong with you?
I mean, but
Celebrating somebody's death doesn't matter what came out of his. I hate Joe Biden.
at the
Okay,
end of the
with
day,
a burning, but I don't
racism.
wish him ill. I'm not celebrating
Yeah.
him having cancer. You don't
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that.
True. Yeah.
But at the
Completely
end of the
true.
day, racism is for poor people. Okay. Everybody's arguing, but it's not about racism at all. It's about
Yeah.
class. It's not rich people don't worry about racism. They only see green. Poor
True.
people
Yep.
worry about racism. So I don't even think racism should be a conversation anymore because it puts you in a class system that tells people that you're not in a position to think about things that actually really matter. And so I will always say it's not about race, it's about class.
Yeah.
It's always a class system. And so these elongated conversations about race, for me, it's a mind state that I never want to be in. When
Yeah.
people do things, I look at it as them being in an ignorant class. Okay. So race and the racism game, people profit off of it, but they profit off of the mindset of poor people. I would advise everybody to not worry about racism ever. Worry about dealing with people who are educated enough and on a level enough for you to deal with, and you won't have those problems. And
Yeah.
anybody who comes in your path that can't, is not mutually there for you in those ways, those are people you don't deal with. So in that racism conversation, the NAACP, the national, whatever they are,
Yeah.
of angry colored people, okay?
Right.
That's all they are. They're angry colored people.
Yeah. She's
So
right.
I'll just say, look, the
Yep.
racism conversation, it's a waste of time and it's a waste of money. So I will always say, think about people, see them at the level that they are at. If they don't meet you there, put them to the side.
Yeah.
That's the best way to deal in this life with all of these people, because not everybody's going to have the same mentality. And
Yes.
that's a class problem. That's not a race problem.
And I agree with you on that, Trey. But what I would say also is you can't fix what you don't acknowledge. And part of the problem we have is the young people are so agitated and so militant because they're being fed this garbage. What started that is he said that teachers were coming to him saying that they were fearing being fired for posting that celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. And my thing is, again, what does that have to do with educating students? Again, what you do in your own home and behind closed doors is up to you. But when I've elected you to teach my children how to read and write and to prepare them for the life, I don't want to hear your personal opinion on Charlie Kirk if you thought he was a bigot, whether you thought that or not. But again, we have got to stop letting these bad actors who are teaching our children, the schools are failing. Okay, most of these kids are barely literate, but yet this is the
Yep.
conversation he's having. So I felt like it was really prudent to call this guy out, that going, you're supposed to be an educator. What does this have to do with uplifting your students? All you did is start a race war, and now you got the police and all these people out here protecting your dumbass because you wanted to take off on somebody you don't even freaking know. He's like, well, I don't know any Jewish people who miss Hitler. I said, do you know any Jewish people? How many have
Right.
you talked to? Sit down and shut up.
No, don't get me started on them.
But
Please
again, be
don't.
kind. In my home, I can be naked and cuss and do whatever I want to
Yeah.
do.
Yep.
But when I'm in an elected official
Hold
capacity,
on. What?
pull your crap together.
What? Hey, do me a favor. DM me your address.
Well,
I'm fucking
why
with
don't
you.
we, why don't we roll the
Hey,
first?
everybody out there listening, I'm just fucking with her.
I know he's kidding,
Don't
everybody.
accuse me of sexual harassment or none of that shit. For God's sakes, don't do that.
Yeah,
God
nobody want to
almighty
see
damn.
that. I'm not even sure if my husband wants to. Never mind.
Roll the first clip,
They
G.
are 15,
Oh,
16 to
hey,
17.
now that I broke the damn seriousness, I do need to do this real quick because I've been over here watching the comments. If y'all don't mind, I want to give our girl Antonice a shout out because she usually is up in here with us because Miss Laverne has grown an attachment to Miss Antonice, and she
Denise.
said that she is in training today
Yes.
and she can't join us, but she is definitely tearing up them comments over there. So Miss
Yes.
Antonice, thank you for being here joining us in the comment section.
Thank you,
And
Anthony.
and we're giving you the shout out that you deserve, ma'am. And
also,
let's see, I'm trying to catch up some of your comments here. She
and,
said someone told us, my husband and I,
yeah,
that they said black conservatives get it the worst.
and especially
Yes.
ones that are outspoken,
Yes.
we get attacked all the time. I
All
cannot.
the time.
I mean, in my inbox, I got death threats. If
Yes.
somebody threatening me, oh, I'm gonna kill you, it's on contact. Whenever I
Yes.
see you, like my address ain't on social media, bitch. I ain't running and I ain't hiding. You know what I'm saying? So they like to send you shit like that in your inbox, bitch. I'm black all day. I'm
And
not.
you're doing the work that they don't want to do. Why
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
somebody's stooge?
I know.
Because you don't agree, you're going to get yourself all.
It's just like Letitia said, for us, first of all, most of us think outside of the box. We're not sitting there watching the TV agreeing with everything these motherfuckers got to say. We are independent thinkers, and that's where the problems come in at because they want you to believe the narrative that they are showing you, that they are dictating to you on TV, and that's what they want you to believe, and that's what they want you to feed into. But unfortunately, many of us are just not there with that. So, to everybody that's an independent thinker, congrats,
Bravo.
congrats to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bravo.
All right,
So,
that's me. I'm one of those.
we got a lot of clips, and I really want to get in.
Oh, I just sent one, by the way.
And I
Okay.
sent 3 of them.
Did you say? Let me make sure I did it right though this time because I've been very confused on that. You told me that I should reply to the email you sent me with my clip attached, right?
Send it to me, right? Yeah.
I sent mine straight to him, 3 of them.
So he'll get them.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I attached my clip to
Can we
the email you sent me.
G,
I
can we
replied
roll
to it
the Bongino clip, please?
I was trying to get my shit corrected, and you interrupted me. What the hell's wrong with you?
Trump is being hunted by professionals who know exactly what they're doing. And because I hate teases, is the Secret Service compromised? Now, I know you say, well, Dan, you brought that up last week. Is there a mole, whether intentional or unintentional, in the Secret Service? I'll talk about that. But someone, let's just say who can be trusted, I spoke to last week at the end of the week, has informed me that their communication system for the Secret Service may be almost entirely compromised. In other words, people trying to hunt and kill Donald Trump may know more about what Donald Trump is doing than Donald Trump is doing. Folks, we got a serious problem. And the problem is the people in charge of the Secret Service right now are not serious people. The people at the top are too busy trying to cover up their own role in the substandard security plan for President Trump. Nothing is going to change. We are in real trouble. I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm not trying to panic anyone. I'm trying to tell you this isn't over. You thought it was over after the first one? We had the second one. You thought it was over after the second one? Folks, there's more. He is being hunted. Right?
So I sent that clip because, we all kind of liked Bongino before he went into the administration, and then it came to a point where he was almost becoming a slave to the system, and he was no longer the outspoken fighter that we knew Bongino to be. But lately, we see these, he's coming out and speaking on the lack of safety for the president and how the president, the Secret Service is compromised and how he's being hunted. For me, this would be the one of the only reasons that I could forgive President Trump for all of the bullshit that he is allowing, and all of what we hear from on behalf of another country, namely Israel. This would be the only reason that I could forgive President Trump for the bullshit what's being invaded into our country on behalf of Israel. Now, when he said the entire system of the Secret Service would be compromised, who do we think would have the access to be able to do that? That would be no one but Israel. So if Trump is trying to stay alive, and he is, if this is what is really happening, then I will forgive him for trying to stay alive. Other than that, I don't see an excuse for Leo Terrell. This man has not mentioned a word about America since he was put in that office with Harmeet Dillon. They don't talk about the safety of Americans. He's in the Civil Rights Division. Why aren't you talking about the civil rights of Americans? Why is everything Shabbat Shalom? And so,
Can I help
like I
you
said,
out?
yeah, go right ahead.
I'm sorry. That video you showed,
Uh-huh.
it's bullshit.
How is it bullshit?
Okay, it says breaking 10/14/25.
Uh-huh.
That's not when that video was shot.
When was that video shot?
That's from his show, his podcast. Take a look at it. Do some research on that video.
Okay.
That video was shot, and he gave that message from his podcast. Look at his dress.
So
Look
then
how
we
he's
still
dressed.
don't like Bongino then.
No, you're right. That's what I'm saying. All the stuff you're asking and saying you will forgive, you
Right.
don't have to forgive because I'm on your side on this one.
Right. I
I'm not
know.
arguing with you on this one.
I
I'm
know.
on your
I got
side.
you. I got you.
That's what I'm saying. That video is bullshit. Whoever put it out, find out who put the video out, because I've seen many videos like that with that same heading at the top, the
Right.
exact same type of heading, and I've
Right.
researched them. I've actually researched that very video. That's why I can say it's bullshit,
But it's a
because
previous video.
it's a previous video
It's
that
a
somebody
previous video.
slapped the heading on that says breaking
Interesting.
with a date of now.
2 days ago.
Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
bullshit.
Well,
It's somebody stirring bullshit. That's why
then
my
there's no
podcast is called
explanation. Then there's no
right.
explanation for what Trump is actually allowing, how he's allowing the invasion of America on behalf of a
My,
foreign entity.
exactly.
And that's it.
That's why my podcast is called It's
It's
Bullshit.
bullshit.
That's why I call
Well,
motherfuckers
viewers,
out. That's
well,
why I
viewers,
call motherfuckers out.
well,
Oh
I,
my
I
god. But
stand
come
And
on
on,
he
it
this.
does a
rolls
good
off the
job. I've
tongue,
been on there a couple
guys.
times. He does a good job.
Right.
It
But I stand
rolls
on the
off the
fact,
tongue.
I
Yep.
stand on the fact that that would be the only reason that I would give for our president for allowing this to happen to this great country of ours. And despite that date heading being wrong, that would be the only reason that I would forgive this president. Now,
Now,
just
okay,
and into
let me finish real quick for you. I'm
okay.
sorry, and then I'm sorry, and then I will let you continue your rant or whatever you want to call it. But that does not mean, now the video is bullshit,
Right.
but it does not mean that the information he's spewing out from back then is not
It's not
accurate.
current. Right.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's not accurate. It
Right.
just means what he's saying, he said way
Then.
back. I don't
Yeah,
know how
that's
many
why I
months ago
said
he said it, but he said it on his podcast. So he said it prior to his being
appointment.
put in place. His appointment,
Right.
yes, that's what I meant. His appointment. He said it prior to him leaving his podcast.
Right.
So however many months in before leaving his podcast, I don't know when, but you can actually ask an AI, ask Grok, ask Gemini,
When
ask
he said it.
ChatGPT, and they can pretty much
Yeah.
pinpoint it down when he's actually if you have the video, the post, because
I can just put it and ask Brock underneath the post.
yeah, because
Right.
they always had that little Grok symbol at the top of the post.
Right.
Just tap that.
Right.
It'll tell you exactly. It'll answer that question for you. And then you can ask, where it has the little ask square at the bottom. It'll tell you about the post and just ask, when was this? When did just ask him, when was this aired or some shit like that? And it'll tell you when that video was aired. And it'll tell you right then and there that the date at the top is bullshit.
Well, and that's why I said that would be the only reason why I would
Yes,
forgive,
ma'am.
whether it was said now or then. That would be the only reason. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
second, I do
I
have a
agree.
theory. I do have a theory that President Trump will not finish his term, and somehow, at some point, and someone said in my comments earlier today that Trump would step aside January of 2027 and then JD Vance become president. JD Vance, in my opinion, will blanket pardon President Trump. But this, if President Trump was to leave January of 2027, it would not count as JD Vance's first term. So JD Vance would be able to serve 3 terms. Now, we all remember it was President Trump who said 2024 was our last election. We are truly living in the matrix. Now, if you look what's happening with President Trump, now I'm not fooled because President Trump is smart as a whip, and even age will not kill his common sense. However, now he's on stage saying weirdo things that don't even make sense, to where even dumbass people like Laura Loomer will say, what the fuck is President Trump doing? But that's the Biden plan. They all do the same thing. It gets to a point where, okay, people start turning on Trump. Trump is on this path to incapacitation. We are living in a matrix. And come to find out, in my mind, my theory, I believe all of this was planned before November 6, 2024. JD Vance would get there. And that man still don't sit right with me by him shaking head, touching the Pope, and then the Pope died the next day. JD Vance is a demon. And JD Vance cannot win in 2028. Okay, he will not win an election. So you know what they have to do? They have to install him. And if they install him January 2027, JD Vance will get 3 terms.
Okay.
Does 20
G, go ahead.
Has come clean about his secret past as a government informant. CBS 2's Dave Carlin tells us the activist admitted to helping the FBI bring down some of New York's most wanted.
I was not and am not a rat.
The Reverend Al Sharpton identified as confidential informant CI7, now admitting he wore a wire for the FBI. He helped the government go after boxing promoter Don King, music executives, and mobsters, including Vincent the Chin Gigante, who famously wore his robe and pajamas in public.
I was cooperating.
Sources say that cooperation likely started after he was nabbed in a drug sting caught on video. Helping the feds may have helped him. But Sharpton says he went to them because members of the mob wanted him dead.
They were threatening to kill me.
Sharpton is kicking off his National Action Network convention this week with headliners President Obama and Mayor de Blasio, who defended Sharpton.
I think he has done a lot of good for the city of New York and for this country.
Retired NYPD Detective Sergeant Joseph Jackalone says unmasking any confidential informant troubles him.
You never want this because we need people to help cooperate, so this is an unfortunate incident.
Sharpton said he has no regrets. He'd do it all again.
Oh my good, bruh.
I say it for you. There it is.
Bruh, I can't even. Here's a
Oh
fun
my
fact.
God.
Don King lives in my district.
You know, I talked to Don King about a month and a half ago.
I talked to him about 3 months ago.
Yeah,
So-
we had to find him. The Secretary of State of Illinois, they're good friends. And I had to find Don King's number because he had just recently changed his number. But yeah, we just talked to Don King about a month and a half ago.
Yeah, I talked to him a couple of months ago. Actually, we didn't know who he was at first, and my son opened the door for him. We were going into the pancake house, and one of his favorite spots. And it was just, he saw him struggling a little bit. And so he opened the door and my son came back with this ginormous coin. And I looked at that with, whoa. I said, where did you get this? And he goes, from this guy. And he has a big MAGA hat on. I was like, oh my goodness gracious. Come on, time to go to school. Mama's got to show you something.
Yeah.
And so, but anyways, the spiky hair is much tamer, but I'm telling you, he's old but feisty. I like
Yeah.
it.
Still wearing his sparkles too.
He was too. He was blinged out. I think that was part of the reason his posture wasn't good, but he was all king. And I'm just telling you, it was nice to give my kids a blast from the past,
Yes.
because he was like unapologetically here in Boca, with his MAGA hat on and just going, good boy. He goes, raising him right. And I said, I'm trying. He's in gentleman training. So,
Right.
but I was very glad to see him try to get the door for him. That's my boy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Loved, I learned a word from Don King back when I was like 9 years old, and I never forgot this word.
Uh-oh.
He was in this interview and he said, spectalectically thinking.
He said, what?
Yes.
Spectalectically. Spectalectically. Meaning he was speculating. He was speculating and thinking at the same time.
I gotta steal that, Trey.
He
Gotta
said
steal it.
spectalectically think. I never forgot that word in my. I was like, oh, that's a word, and
If
then
you
found out
gotta
it wasn't a
specificate
word.
something, you gotta do it spectalectically.
Spectalectically.
Spectalectically. I have to write that shit down and practice
Right?
saying
I
that.
know. What the heck? I've never heard that. Never.
Yes, I thought I had learned a new word, went looking for it, and didn't.
Yes.
And he made it up.
But it sounded so good when he said it.
Thank
He was
you.
he said,
You're not ready for it.
man. He said, well, spectalectically thinking. I was like,
Woo!
what?
Oh, yeah.
He was spitting fire.
I never
But he
forgot
still
that
has a
word.
presence.
Yeah.
He's extremely old, but dang, that man has presence. He has
Yeah.
a presence.
Why not?
And he's still carrying out giant coins. I should
Good for
Major,
him.
do you have the coin?
Good for him.
The Don King coin?
Good for him.
Yeah. Bring it to Mama real quick. We're gonna show it off on air for a minute. Trey done got us going now. Got everybody over there.
Ooh.
But what I will say, and this is something I say to my kids all the time, my daughter, you guys are gonna laugh. My daughter watched Crush Groove the other day.
Okay.
And
Cool,
what
cool.
she just said, was it really fun back then? And I said, you know what? Yeah, it really
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
We came from a time that you needed your imagination. And, when you're locked outside till the street lights come on, you'd have met, we log rolled those big corrugated drums in the construction lots. We had great imaginations, and boy,
You
we were
had to.
just, you did. And we were creative. Like I said, it was great when it was raining,
Hell,
but sometimes you got to get a dirty, nasty hose to drink out of.
Yep.
hell yeah. Shit, we were 30 at 13.
Right?
All right, guys, we're gonna show it on the. Hey, so that just you can say. You want to say hi? Say hey, everybody. Scoot down.
What's
That's
up,
my
brother?
son. That's Major. Hello.
Hey,
What's
little
up,
man.
brother?
Yeah. So that's Gator. Say what's up. But he brought this. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see this on
Wow,
camera.
that is a big old coin.
Look
But
at
that's
that
what he
ugly
got
son
from
of a
Don.
bitch. Now that's some
And this is
vanity right there. He engraved his chest on the coin.
Wow.
And the king on the back.
Ah.
Looking
They can
Don
have that for
King.
their No Kings protest.
Damn.
Nice.
So,
I had a whack job in my damn X space last night. I got to tell you about. I will ask y'all's opinion if he's getting ready to show a video or something. I don't want to be interrupted by it. Oh, she left. Holy shit. My adversary has departed.
She'll be
What
back
am I going to do now?
she's
She'll be back,
spectalectulating.
I'll mess with you. I'll mess with you, Gator. Oh, she's back.
Oh,
I
I
told you
know.
she'd be
Oh,
back.
He's
I told
back.
you she'll be
I
back.
know she will. I know she will. There
Trey,
she
I
is.
was gonna mess with you,
Okay,
baby.
I feel better now. You're back.
So spectalectically,
Right?
Yeah,
Spectacularly,
yeah,
come
you're
on
right.
with
She's
it.
back there spectacularly on me. I can't even say that shit.
Oh
She just
man,
dropped
Trey.
some. She dropped
My
some fire
southern
on you,
drawl will
Gator.
not allow it.
Wait, hold up. Major was on the show.
Yes.
You missed him.
Oh, you
Oh,
missed
Major
it.
came down and he because I have a coin from Don King, and once he puts it back, we'll have him pop back in and say hi to Miss Vern.
okay.
So
So Anthony said, "Hey, Major, your mom is so cool," but I'm sure he already knows that.
thank you. He's a really, I'm really lucky. He is such a good kid. And
Yeah.
I'm lucky that, like I said, he's hitting 13, so he's taller than mama now. But what I'm loving is it's really important to me to raise him to be a gentleman. I love to see him, kind of helping. He gets up every day, he makes his bed, he gets dressed, he does his homeschool work without me having to say a word to him.
What a
And
blessing.
he takes out the trash. He sees mama struggling. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, well, you said you didn't have time to clean. He's over here sweeping. That's my boy. Come on, Miss Vern wants to say hi to you. She didn't get to see you the first time.
Oh,
Hello. Say
hi.
hi to Miss Vern.
hello.
Hey, how you
So
doing,
you
Major?
tell Miss Vern you studying. He's learning to fly like his dad.
Oh,
Oh, that's
wonderful.
awesome.
That's cool.
That's
So
awesome.
but yeah, I just tell them, and it's a joy. I just tell you, for as many people who want to get out and go to the club and stuff, and I didn't get to do this when I was young. Well, I was old when I had kids, and I love every second of it. It's an amazing blessing. It's a gift, to be able to
You know,
steward someone through this life.
so in today's world, right? It's like every second, some kids are getting killed by their parents. You know, these little babies are being raped, and I'm like, what in the
What is going on?
is going on? It's just ridiculous, you know. And speaking of that, I don't have the clip, but I do have like the story about that cute little girl. I think she was like 5 or 6 years old, and the three kids lured her from out of the
Oh
house.
yeah.
They got out in the forest and beat her to death, descalped her from her hair, raped her, everything else. And when her mama found her body, it was like beyond recognition. And I think it was a 7, 8, 9 year old and a 10 or something. And they were saying that because these were kids, that they wouldn't be able to press charges. But now I'm hearing that they shall be pressing charges. So I'm glad they're going to press
Thank you.
and I hope that all of them will get charged as an adult.
Yeah, because you got to
Exactly.
take that. I take this responsibility very seriously of, how I am raising these kids and, what I am teaching them to do, what they contribute. Easy. And I tell them all the time, I can teach them to be a good person, but I can't teach them to be a man. And,
Right.
fathers are important, strong men are important. And it's truly a blessing if you lock in. I learned so much from my kids. And, I try to meet them where they are. So funny story is, I'm a roller coaster fanatic. I've always been. Paul did it until I married him, and now it's not his thing. So I usually ride alone, but on my birthday, which was recently, um, my kids showed up at the standing roller coaster up in SeaWorld. Just about killed them, but they tried to meet me where I was, and I was really proud of them for doing a. I wouldn't have started them on a giga coaster if I had kind of
Black.
been thinking it through, but I was proud of them for conquering their fear to try to make mama happy. That was my gift, and I was really taken back. They also made me a card of a card that had screenshots of things I do with them online. So when I try to play their games, and I used to be a gamer. I was a Mortal Kombat person, guys. I know you're out there, the Mortal Kombaters, but their new games, these shooting games, they're so intricate and so many buttons, and so I look ridiculous trying to do it, but I do try to meet them sometimes and try to learn what they're interested in. And they made a card of all the screenshots of things I had done in the game. It was absolutely hilarious. So, guys, never ever, it's hard sometimes, of course. it's difficult, but the reward is so worth it. It is so worth it that you've got somebody, a blank slate, and you could have a president, you could have a, a doctor, or somebody who has a real contribution to this world. So always like to say that we got to see Trey's though, because we know, Trey's has got to be fabulous too. But we're all big about family, and family is to me everything. God, family, country. That's the order. It doesn't say God, family, political party. It's God, family, country.
Okay. G, please play a clip. I got so many clips, and I want to talk about all of them that I got out there.
Oh, here's that one.
You see it, Gator? G,
I'm
can
not
you
I
seeing
play
don't see the clip up yet. But no, I found something I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
It was in line with that little girl, but
Yeah,
we'll go with the clip.
Okay, hold on. Let's do the clip, and then we're going to do that. Do the clip,
Yeah.
G, because I want to get through some of these clips that I said.
You hear that number? 1 million illegal immigrants are receiving Medicaid, and you want to know why Donald Trump refuses to reopen up the government. And this is what the Democrats are demanding. Silly, stupid shit like this. They're asking for things that have no interest and does not do any beneficial anything for the families of the United States of America. And this is just one. If you go down and read the paperwork, and the only thing I'm talking about on this post right now is while you're suffering to struggle to pay your medical bills, and you can't get health insurance because you don't have the money, and we hope that, God forbid, that maybe let's just pray that your children don't get sick, because if they do, we are going to go bankrupt on medical bills. They're receiving, 1 million of them, receiving free Medicaid in this country. You can go thank your leadership to the Democratic Party. But we said we had enough. We said that we're finished, we're done, it's over. That American citizens will come first. Let me say that one more time. That American citizens will come first. And illegal immigrants, there is no you're coming second. You're here illegally. By the definition here in the United States of America, you are a criminal. You will be deported.
100% agree.
Amen. And twice on Sunday.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what it is, Gator. Tell them this is what it is. People don't realize everything free is paid for by someone who works. There's no such thing as free.
Yep.
So
That's exactly what I
if
was
they're
just
getting it
fixing to
free,
say.
it
You took
means
the
you
words
are
right out of my
paying for
mouth.
it.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's
There's no
100%
such
true.
thing as free.
Yep.
Do you remember when they fined us for not getting Obamacare?
Oh, I do.
You
I
were
remember
fined
that.
for not getting that. And it was
Well,
crazy.
$250 or some shit like that.
It was worse than that, Gator.
Was it?
Actually,
See,
patients my daughter had an allergic reaction. I took her to an allergist, and
Now, hold on
he
a minute.
charged me $2,500.
No, wait one second. Now, they shouldn't have even fucked with you.
Yeah.
Because you should have been covered under hubby. Hubby was active. It doesn't fucking matter. He's military.
Yes.
So you fall under all of y'all are covered under the military as a dependent.
We had military and airline. And what she said was, at that time when they had just rolled Obamacare out, we already had health insurance. So I gave her the card and she goes, "You're not in Obamacare." And I'm like, "I don't handle that. I don't have anything to do with it. This is our medical coverage." And she let 3 people go, and I called Paul. I'm like, "What do I do? She's covered in hives." And he said, "Just pay it and I will figure it out." But I had to pay $2,500.
That's fucking bullshit.
To get her seen. We got it back because I have an extraordinarily big mouth. But it was at the time I just had to get her I had to get her seen. And I'm telling people that's not like we had that easily available, but I mean, they extorted me before they would treat my daughter, but the kid over there who spoke no English walked right in.
Wow.
Right. Now, see, that whole situation is bullshit because but
That's right.
I have an idea of what happened with your coverage because soon as Obamacare went in, all coverage was cut, done.
That's right.
You had no coverage. You had to go back through the Obamacare
Correct.
network.
Wow.
Which
And
we
you had
didn't
to get
know at the time. We didn't
yeah, I
know.
know. None of us did. No, none of the fucking country did because it was fucking that Kenyan that did that shit, and it's still going on. You have to get an in-network fucking
That's
Yeah.
right.
company, but that's what happened to you. And because of course, like you said, it was brand new, and nobody in the country fucking knew what was going on, and it got you. But still, as a under the military as a dependent, you should have been covered straight
Yeah,
up.
we explained
You
that
should
to
have been
them, but
covered by
it was just letting
TRICARE.
people know that thank God, but being in a situation where your kid's airway is closing up and
Yeah.
they're telling
Yeah,
her that they're not going to see her unless I fork up that money.
Wow.
And, it was just, and then seeing the kid who didn't speak any English walk right back. He was playing a Game Boy or something and walk back. So obviously not in any distress, and Patience was
right.
actually in trouble
They're
right
like that.
then.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they're like that. I dealt with. I had to call TRICARE just today because my wife got a referral from her primary care, who is covered by TRICARE. And mind you, TRICARE obviously that's Humana, that's the military. TRICARE. She sent a referral for my wife to go see a specialist, which everything goes through fucking so many hands. So it went from my wife's primary care through her referral went to some referral company or place, and between the actual referral, the duration and frequency, meaning the number of days and or for how long, for how long, and for how many times. I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. How many
So
visits are gonna
that
cover?
got changed. She was supposed to go uh, 6 times once a week. That was the duration and frequency. So she was supposed to go once a week for 6 weeks. Now, by the time this idiot at the referral place sent it to the specialist, it went from 6 weeks once a week. This fucking idiot scheduled it with the specialist for one time. So these visits are $100 a pop.
Wow.
Okay. Now
Wow.
TRICARE was even covering the copay, so it was nothing. It was costing her nothing to go.
Wow.
So she went, and she knows what the referral was for. So she goes, and she's on her 5th one. Okay. So if we have to pay for it, that's 500 bones. That's 5 bennies.
Wow.
So we weren't paying anything because TRICARE covered it. We know it because she had gone from, we'd switched doctors, and the one doctor sent her twice, which pissed us off. So we went back to our original doctor. So she went twice. TRICARE covered those 2. I had the letter. And then this other doctor sent a referral for the same thing back to the same place for the 6 more. So it went back through the same exact referral, motherfuckers. And they screwed that up.
Wow.
The
Went to
authorization.
just one visit. I'm like, okay, so we went back to her original doctor, and that place screwed it up and went from 2 to 1. I'm like, let me go find this Joshua guy so I can beat his ass.
It's always
Because
authorization
he ain't
people. They
far.
mess
He's
up
only about 20
everything.
minutes from here if it's close to the doctor's office.
They always mess
So
up everything.
So
so
hello, I want to say a
So
shout.
I'm on the hook right now for 500 bones, unless
Oh,
this idiot can unfuck this. So
You
I
heard it
completely
here
understand where you're
first.
coming from.
You
Gator
gotta call him
saying
up.
make ass whoopings great again.
Exactly.
wow.
So I understand where you're coming from because
Yeah.
I'm not I never had to worry about anything with Obamacare because I am the veteran. So I'm covered by VA, which is
Yeah.
goddamn,
Yeah.
don't get me started on them fucking idiots.
It's just
But
one of the many ways that your government has you in a chokehold that people don't even realize.
True. Yep.
oh yeah, because the VA is a fucking joke.
Thank you.
And so they got you stranglehold right there because you want to take advantage of what you served for. And that is not a benefit. Don't let them fucking fool you. But it is free. Well, then again, nothing is free. There's no such thing as free as we established. So I am actually a leech on you because your tax dollars are paying for my care.
Well, you
Actually,
served, so
so thank you.
Thank you.
you served,
Um,
so
Thank you.
so
So
so I'm suffering through their dragon ass shit. But anyway, I'm get off that soapbox. That's not what we're here to talk about.
okay. So hello to Juicy. Juicy, call me when the show is over. Jane said I have TRICARE, never did get the Affordable Care Act program, aka Obamacare. And Austin, hello, we see you. He says hello to every patriot. So G, can you run another clip, please? I want to get through all my clips. And while we're waiting on that clip, some of my ex-friends have a movie out today on YouTube. It's called God Complex. So please watch the movie. But go ahead, run that clip.
Ragtime Story Hour with 7-year-olds. You obviously can use your public library for that, but you can't read a book about God.
Actor Kirk Cameron says he's unable to read his new faith-based book at libraries.
The former Growing Pains star is taking issue that some of the libraries turning him away host similar story hour events with drag queens.
Actor and producer Kirk Cameron releasing a new faith-based children's book called As You Grow, but he's being stopped from reading it to children.
So I wrote a book called As You Grow for little kids, and it teaches them how to grow the sweet fruit of love, kindness, compassion, faithfulness, and self-control. And I wanted to read it in a public library, like other groups have been reading books to children in story hours, like the drag queens. And I was denied, Chad, by over 50 woke libraries that previously held drag queen story hours for children in those libraries. Yes to them, dudes in dresses, no to me, because of the content.
Right.
Kindness, compassion, togetherness, faith in God. And they said, our values don't align, Mr. Cameron. We're not interested. We're an inclusive community, and so therefore you can't come.
We say they.
The library leadership.
No.
So it's okay for them to be at the library reading kids' books looking like they are dressed up in some trick-or-treat costumes. But when somebody else come in there to share a book, and they're not in no Halloween costume, then and a celebrity at that, and he has been denied from reading books to kids from over 50 libraries.
And I've met Kirk Cameron. He's also been denied. They didn't want to play his last movie
yeah.
that was out. They discriminate against him all the time. And I would just like to ask, why do drag kings always want to be around children?
Why is
I
this
don't understand.
Because it's a clinical trial.
Entertaining kids.
That's why, because every library that let this happen, it's just a clinical trial. If it happens in LA, then they're going to do it in Chicago. Kirk Cameron, I was living in Tempe, Arizona a couple years ago, and he went over there and read his book and was telling people, this is what's going on. These people are half naked. They have makeup on, and they are
Thank
talking
you.
to toddlers, 5-year-olds, 7-year-olds. I've been saying this for a while now. It's a clinical trial. Whatever we allow, this isn't a
Correct.
political thing. We, as parents, allow,
As parents.
it
Exactly.
is going to continue. And that's what had happened. They started at the community library. And now, especially here in California and Chicago and New York and Oregon, all the clinical trial states, now these clowns are in the school library, and it is
Mhm.
legalized now. So when G
That's where
gets to
they were
my
headed for, is
clips,
the schools.
when G gets to my clips, I will explain that's is what's going on here in California. But that is how we got to this today. It started at the public library, and nobody publicly showed up with signs and protest against it.
They did
And
in
that
Texas. They tried it in
and
Texas and they
Probably didn't
did.
even know, because a lot of things that they try to do, like this
Correct.
kids, they always keep it a secret. It's
And let
They
always
me put
sneaky.
that into a few of context of having kids.
library to have those scientific ass projects looking
yeah,
clowns to
yeah,
come
yeah.
there and read to those kids.
Yep.
And that's a one of those rackets we had to break up. So my kids are in homeschool and they have been uh consistently. We put them in after this happened to patients about 8 years ago. We felt like maybe we were, once we moved, we thought, well, maybe we put them in a Christian school. Paul had a heart attack to have to pay, tuition for two kids to go to Christian school. Then we had to pull them out again because they were trying to force the vaccine down their throat. And I said, there's no way that's happening. So we just put them back in homeschool for good, and just realizing that there are some great resources. The kids are doing amazing. But I want to tell the parents out there, especially because we were in California when this started, we didn't get it. Now that I have been fighting this and I've been working on it, I see exactly how they did it. The first thing that we missed was when we started hearing things like they were going to be allowing this kind of sex ed for kindergarten. The first thing we did was we go to the principal and we asked him about this, and he lied to our face. He told us, no, that's not, we have the ability to say yes or no to these kind of things. And I should have spotted that. But then Major's teacher called me and said they sent us a box of dildos to
Oh my
to show kindergartners how to put condoms on. And I went, "Are you?"
Wow.
And she goes, "I've been a teacher 26 years. Get
What?
him out." So we pulled the kids. This was after what happened to patients. She told us that we were at home, and I said, "Well, they're out. We had an incident you'll hear about." And that was the first thing. The second thing was when I was trying to get um before when we so all this thing happened with patients on a Friday. We pulled them out of school. I said, give me all their files. There was one thing that they didn't have, and they said, well, it's on a computer and we don't have access. It was the same computer they introduced to us at back to school night. Look, everything's computerized. Look at how high tech we are. All the kids have a computer, they have a unique password. And we sat behind we sat behind patients, and I said, patients, unlock it, whatever. It was 36 characters, and it was like bird, dog, the color purple, swipe right. I mean, I was sitting here going baffled, at all this to get in it. And when I saw it, then I saw a complete shadow curriculum, things that we had never seen come home. So
wow.
that's how they hide it from you.
Mhm,
When you
mhm.
hear we have computers at school, the kids have their own passwords, that's how they're
Yep.
hiding what they're teaching your kids
Mhm.
from you.
True.
And we had to even sign the little pledge, when they on the first day of school, saying that we would do their homework with them, we'd be involved, we would back up the teachers and all this kind of, and it didn't become an issue until they asked the kids to sign it. And I said, my child's not signing that. And she goes, why
Right.
not? I said, because she's a minor. She can't sign a contract. Okay. It doesn't matter what it is, it's invalid. So she just goes, well, we've never had anybody argue. And I was like, wow, okay.
Right.
So I just want parents to know this has been going on, and COVID was the catalyst. They had to blow the door off of it, with COVID. Because think about it, when COVID hit and we had the kids remote learning, Where I said, okay, what are the lessons? Why don't we just pick up? We've got a laptop, right? But when we would sign in, they were doing things like scavenger hunts, and they were doing things like, well, we're pulling the curriculum together. I said, but what were you going to do before the school shut down? You guys what were you teaching them before we were remote learning? Why don't we just pick up there? They didn't have it. And we didn't get curriculum. They played games. They
Yeah.
checked in. They would give them stupid things to read. That's how you knew. Go ahead, Gator. It's bullshit.
Bullshit.
Right. Yep. Yep.
That's how
It's
we knew,
bullshit.
but that's how they're hiding from you, parents. And for those of you who are thinking, well, I can't homeschool, we online homeschool. It's the best thing ever. And anybody who needs help with that, who needs resources, reach out to Laverne, Gator. They know how to find me. Letitia should know how to find me too, but all of them can find me, and we can get you the help. But I'm just saying they can't have my children.
That's another problem, especially here in these blue states. They will fight you. They will fight, and I'm talking about the system, the
Yes,
courts, the CPS. When you tell them exactly what you just said as a parent, what the hell are you teaching? Why can't we just see what you were doing before or go where we left off? And you want to homeschool, they will fight you. They want to
they will.
investigate why. And so another problem is that's why Raven, I want you on my next show with a few other candidates and Laverne is I want a lot of people from different states who are running to help people like not just myself but other parents who want to homeschool. How do we fight the system that tells us why do you want
We'll
to
show
homeschool,
you.
why do you want to see the curriculum, why are you questioning us? We're gonna send CPS to your house because you're questioning why we are talking to your 6-year-old about putting a dress on
Correct.
who's
And
about
I'm gonna send the news media to yours. So let's play. You ready to
that.
dance? So that's what we have. We've got resources, and I'm lucky because Sam Sorbo, who's the
Mhm.
wife of Kevin Sorbo, reached out to me. She has been all about the homeschool. She's got a whole network. She's got a guide on how to do it. And she reached out to me when my daughter was on the war room. She came and found me and said, I imagine you're overwhelmed. And I said, this is something Amish people do, right? I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
And I don't have time. I mean, I said all of that. But now, again, we can't lose. So, again, what is the alternative? Yes, they're going to play dirty, but if they see that that works, that's how they keep you compliant.
Yep.
So you have to be willing to, and yeah, it's unpleasant. It's unpleasant being attacked and threatened. My dad says it takes courage to be disliked. Okay, so you got to be willing, but they can't have the children. My God told me to do whatever I could, everything that was in my power to protect these kids. He didn't say if it was easy. He didn't say
Yeah.
if, people didn't say bad things about you. He said, Raven, get these kids. His kids, they're on loan to me, but these kids across the finish line. And I'm
Yep.
sorry, I am not going to back down to people, who think men can be women if they just wake up and choose to. If
Exactly.
that's how you choose to do, live your life, but keep it away from my freaking kids.
There's a lot of parents who feel there's a lot of parents who they feel like that, and it's
I know. And a lot
it's
of them reach out to me, and I give as much advice as I can. I will help as many as I can, but you have to be brave enough to take the step.
yeah, yeah.
So we will, we can do it. We can do it. So
Even
what
the
I'm
dog thinks
just,
so. Even the dog thinks so. The dog is barking.
but
Even
yeah,
the
and
dog is like,
especially because
okay,
remember,
Raven.
I was in
That's not mine.
California when this started, but it's been a problem. When we put them in the Christian school was in Texas. And so now they're homeschool here, but I mean, no area is, we have to, there's still been some things, even with the online that I have to look at,
Yeah.
but I get notified about what they're going to be learning, how long they spent on it. It's genius. So I can delete whatever I feel is inappropriate and I can change it. It's not public school at home. It's homeschool, which means these kids are getting everything. Major knows how to change a tire. He's learning to fly. Patience knows how to cook, clean, sew, do businesses. I mean, she is set to handle her business in life. And that's what we took it as, is teaching these kids how to balance a budget. I send these two into the grocery store. One of them gets the calculator, and the money, and the other one gets the shopping list. And we've got everything on here. And it was cute, guys. The first time, you should see what happens when you give your kids these kind of challenges. She came back to me and she goes, I don't have enough. I'm going to need more money. I'm like, that's not how it works. How it
Yeah,
works
that's not
is
how
you're
it
going to
works.
have to
You gotta
start
take
putting
something
some
out the
things back. You're
basket.
going to have to
Yep, take something
decide
out.
how
Yep.
many Twinkies you want to
Right?
keep.
She's like,
Uh,
Mom, not the Twinkies.
but then we had to qualify it, because then we came back with because the junk food is cheap, so we came
Yeah.
back with a case full of chocolate, and I said, okay, you must have 95% organic. Let's do that. And we'll see if it, but no, they're great now. But again, how do you teach them the value of things? How do you teach them to make good decisions if you don't let them make any decisions? But you can, and parents, the same thing. Sometimes we need to teach ourselves, because I had told myself I couldn't do it. But who's the best teacher of my children? Who is the best person to impart knowledge on them? I wish it could have been the other way. I expected them to go to school just like everybody else, but it's just not in the cards. And they're thriving. So again, never sell yourself out, parents. We're good enough. We are.
And these days, you don't want the village teaching your kids anything, because the village doesn't have the same values as mama and daddy at all.
Correct.
At all. So,
Correct. And sometimes, like I said, it just takes you being willing to push back. I
yeah.
mean, for me and my part, I mean, they know what they're going to get from me. I question everything, and you should. I have a doctor here in Boca that I love. They gave me a form 2 weeks ago and said, sign this. And I said, what is it? And they said, it is a new scanning or screening technique that the doctor wants to use. And I said, no. And she goes, what? I said, no. I said, I read a couple of lines, and I said, I'm not signing this.
Yeah.
And I said, that's it. Now, I still love my doctor, but again, you have to be willing to question and say, no, I wasn't rude. Just
Yep.
said no. No.
Yep. And you have every right to be, because those are your children. I asked G to put this up
Okay.
because I found out about this. I want to say maybe like a week, possibly a week and a half ago. Now, I'm from Long Beach, California, lived here most of my life. And we have a woke state, one of the wokest states. Anything that can be passed, from pedophile protection programs to, sanctuary state for illegals and murderers and pedophiles, starts off here in good old California with good old Newsom. Anyways, I I reached out to this teacher personally
Okay.
regarding this, but it's a situation. Anyways, I want to let people know that oh, he took it off. Okay. So what the school district is doing here in California is they are attacking teachers that are part of the school board. And the ones who are really, really good, I can speak about this teacher and give my opinion on him due to the fact that I know 4 parents personally whose children this teacher taught. Okay. He is a white individual. He has been teaching for over 17 years. There has been not one complaint on this teacher from anybody regarding racism at all. They pushed this teacher off of the school board for his seat, in my opinion. I'm not going to talk for him, in my opinion, because of what they want to teach. Now, if you're not from California, you can do your homework and fact check what gets pushed in this state. It's all pedophile lies. It's all propaganda. They lie to the public about pedophiles being at school, being able to teach at the schools, after school programs, whatever. We are literally living hell. But what I want to say about this particular case right here is the school board has another agenda here, and they are pushing people with it. They don't want to comply with, hey Raven, now I have, since I'm a teacher, now I have every right to talk to your children about safe spaces and masturbation, and like you were saying, how to put a condom on. And hey, if you can't talk to mommy about wearing a dress even though you're a boy, you can talk to the counselor about it. We're not going to tell mommy that when you come to school we let you change into a dress and put lipstick on, because mommy and daddy
Are
don't
they
have the
doing
right.
that?
Mommy
Are
and
they
daddy don't have the
Yes.
Mommy and daddy don't have the right to violate your rights to feel like a girl if you're a boy. They've been doing it in California. I've been writing letters,
Well, they do, and
coming on different.
I saw that. I mean, I saw that, but I pulled it out. But you're right. I mean, the problem is you said it yourself. You said, they don't want to comply. They're not going to comply. Most people, any more than criminals, turn themselves in. Do criminals normally show up at the police department and go, "Hey, I just hit a bunch of liquor stores, and I'm going to need to kind of be away for 5 to 10." Nobody does that. So expecting the schools to self-check themselves, I caught them. So there's no more discussion at that point. They put their hands on my child. Okay. Major, I don't even talk about that. Major came home with a black eye. I said, "What happened to you?" He said, "The teacher said you have black face." I went, "What?" And I spoke to this teacher. I thought,
Oh, she froze. Gator, can you hear her? I can't hear her. I can't hear her either.
Paul,
I don't
Raven
know what
lights.
happened, but what I want to say about that situation
every
is what they're
fucking
doing to
time.
oh, what they're doing to teachers who don't want to comply with
I
the
didn't get to
woke
do
agenda
anything.
is
It
they
just
want to push
bumped me
them out.
off.
They
I thought it was on Do Not Disturb, but somebody called.
Oh, she's back on.
It bounced me off.
You have to just log back in and
I
then we'll
can
be
hear
able
you,
to
but we
see.
can't
And
So
you
see
I
have
you.
couldn't get rid of
you
it. It
you got to
bounced me
log.
off.
That happened to me. But what
So
I
can I
want to
get
say
back in
is
so I can at least close and give
what
my
what they're doing in this school district is
the
teachers
frustrating
who
with me? I'm
want
doing
let parents know what's going on. They're trying to force them away from their job. They don't want them to go against the school's agenda, which is in California, they want the schools to be able to make decisions about your children. So they're just making the community go in a circle here, round and round and round. And with this particular case is they're trying to upset the minorities that go to that schools, their parents. And everybody's talking about it like, oh, we're so, oppressed and what's going on and what is this teacher doing? And you should be more concerned about why they want his seat. That's what you should be more concerned about. The media is woke. They lie. People aren't. Oh, here comes Raven back on.
sorry about that.
That's okay. That's okay. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say full transparency. Laverne, the link doesn't work well on my phone. I have to use the captain's phone, and he's on a pilot call, so somebody's having an emergency at 30,000 feet.
Oh,
So
wow.
we got bumped. But what I wanted to just say to finish that thought was just that, you can't expect people. What does Reagan say? Trust but verify. Once I caught them with this, I realized it was the tip of the iceberg. So instead of you coming, and Gator made a comment about something like this, if you're telling the exact people who are committing these, they're not going to do anything because they're part of it. The principal
Mhm.
lied to my face about not having, he knew how parents were going to react about it, and he lied to me.
They
So
all know
when
how parents are gonna
and the
react.
only reason I got that
Your
information.
parent is gonna support that bullshit.
Correct.
That's
But the only reason we got it, guys, is because I threw them for a loop. When that thing happened to Patience, I said, get all of her stuff. I want all of her records,
Yeah.
everything. And they said, we'll give it for you Monday. I said, you'll have it for me now, or I'm
Yeah.
calling the
Right.
police.
Exactly.
And so
Now.
that's how I was able to get everything. And then when I got home, I was super sleuth Hong Kong fooey. I was going through everything in that backpack. And
Yeah.
that's when I started seeing, I saw the penis bookmark and all this stuff. I had no clue they had in there. That she goes, you know, and I said, Patience. And I brought her in after she calmed down. I said, Patience, you know, and she's like, am I in trouble? I said, no, baby, you're not in trouble. I said, she goes, good, because I would vote for him again. I said, okay, hang on for a second. I said, this book, and it was some book, it was a textbook. I said, I have never seen this book before. I said, I do her homework with her every night. I said, where did this book come from? She goes, that's a stay at school book. I said, what the flip is a stay at school book? And she goes, we get detention if we bring those home.
Wow.
So I opened it and it was like some bullshit topic about, you know, the history of social justice. I went, oh, this ought to be good.
God.
And I dropped it on the floor just to see where it opened. I said, let God
justice.
decide where it opens. And I dropped the book on the floor, picked it up and read. Native Americans are happy to be slaves because it taught them valuable mission building skills and to renounce their pagan gods. And I almost threw up in my mouth. But see, I had all of that now. That's why the school was trying to, we'll give it to you Monday. I
Yeah.
got it
Yep.
all. And so now there is no discussing.
Because they were
Why
going to
would
take
I
all
go to
that
the
shit
school board
out.
and argue with them?
They were
They're
gonna try
all
and hide
in
it.
on it. So now
Yep.
I take it straight to the people. I pulled her out. They can't do anything with me because it is true. They've tried to, you know, when the people were doing my book, the producers were putting my book, they wanted to go and their legal team went and fact checked it. And he goes, OMG, the second we said your daughter's name, okay, they clammed up, talked to our legal department. And it was because they know, you know, I put them on blast. So parents, again, when somebody, you know, makes the effort to open the doors, you know, we got to be brave enough to walk through it. That's why Gator, all the rest of them, we got to stand bold. If you don't stand up and push back, then you're just offering these
Yep.
kids up. If you won't protect them, who will?
Exactly. And then your grandkids don't have a damn chance when they get here.
Your kids won't have a chance. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm fighting for Patience's literal future. These people are crazy. They
Yep.
let in
Yes,
millions of unvetted. We've had leprosy come across that border, typhus, measles are outbreaking. And they're like, thanks, you know,
Ebola.
Trump, that's you guys. We eradicated those diseases, but you let these people come in from 164 countries, came across that border and have been living here illegally, sponging off of Medicaid, taking VA benefits, taking Social Security, you know, taking jobs from Americans, and this and people don't realize this is the trickle down effect. They squeezed into your school. Why do your
Yep.
kids have 5 hours of homework? Because there's 46 people in
Yep.
the class.
Yep.
So
And
this is
yep.
why it matters, guys. This is why elections matter. So yeah, I'm bold and I'm out there, but the alternative is unacceptable, which is to just leave this mess to our kids, a mess they didn't create.
Yep.
So we got to get this fixed. And that's why I'm telling people, and Gator and Laverne, you know, we're putting it out there so that you guys can join us. There's strength in numbers. So come join us and help us get it done. If you have questions, let us help you.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Gator, not Gator. What's the name? G, can you play the next clip, please?
If you don't mind, I have a clip that he's got. He's just waiting on my cue to play it.
Okay, well, can you play that clip, please? I'm trying to get through all these clips because we got some really great.
I'm thinking of it.
And I want to
Well,
talk
this
about
one you'll like. This is my favorite Supreme
Here
Court
we go.
justice.
Oh,
I guess I'm thinking of it, of the fact that remedial action, absent discriminatory intent, is really not a new idea in the civil rights laws. And my kind of paradigmatic example of this is something like the ADA.
Oh my goodness
Congress
gracious.
passed the Americans with Disabilities Act against the backdrop of a world that was generally not accessible to people with disabilities. And so it was discriminatory in effect because these folks were not able to access these buildings. And it didn't matter whether the person who built the building or the person who owned the building intended for them to be exclusionary. That's irrelevant. Congress said the facilities have to be made equally open to people with disabilities if readily possible. I guess I don't understand why that's not what's happening here. The idea in Section 2 is that we are responding to current day manifestations of past and present decisions that disadvantage minorities and make it so that they don't have equal access to the voting system, right? They're disabled. In fact, we use the word disable in Milligan. We say that's a way in which you see that these processes are not equally open.
So did y'all understand what the hell this crazy, stupid,
She
ignorant
sounds
bitch was
like
saying?
Kamala. Today is a day after yesterday, but
And
not
for that,
tomorrow. Let us live in our todayness. What the hell was that?
Don't forget,
Okay, let me
let's
break it down to you. This
be
is what this,
unburdened by
I watched
burdening
this
what has been
several
burdened.
times, and I consulted with my experts.
Oh man.
This is what this stupid bitch is saying. What it is she is actually comparing people with disabilities, autism, no, missing arms, missing legs, whatever, people, disabled Americans. Back when they passed the Disabilities Act
Back in the 70s.
that forced building owners and that forced the handicap accessibilities, like accessible ramps and things of that nature to be installed and force buildings to modify to meet the new standards. That's what she's referring to.
Well, that
And
we knew.
comparing that to the gerrymandering according to race.
Wait a minute.
Seriously,
Yeah.
that's what she's doing. And at the end, if you listen closely, she basically said that black people are disabled because of their blackness.
That's right. So in case you guys were wondering, you can actually get a Supreme Court justice off of Temu.
Oh my God. Wait a minute. I'm gonna
That's
go
what
sign up for
that's what she
disability
is
now.
comparing. That is her dissenting argument.
Gator,
That is
I'm
her
gonna go sign up for
argument is
disability now.
that yes, that black people are disabled, or that she is comparing disabled people to black people, and the gerrymandering should stay as it is. The Voting Rights Act and gerrymandering being done according to it, because of it's being done by race right now. Is what it's according to the Voting Act, and they're trying to get that overturned. And to
Oh, so
gerrymander.
now I got it. We got our first disabled Supreme Court justice.
Hey, now I know what's wrong with me. I know what's wrong with me now, Gator.
You have a disability because you're black. It's the black.
That's what she's saying.
Somebody's on their way to cash a check for that, Vern, right now. Y'all better stop it.
I've been trying to figure out what's wrong with me, but now I know. Since I'm black, I got a disability and I'm disabled. You know what? When
You better claim that shit. Better claim that shit before Gavin closes that door.
As soon as we get off this show, I'm going straight to SSI. I'm gonna tell them I'm oppressed and I'm disabled because I'm black. And the Supreme Court justice told me so. Now give me my
right, and you cannot be racist either.
That's right. Well, since I'm Native American, how about if we ride my horse
you got
on
your shit
over
double.
there with the
You should get
tomahawks,
paid
and you can
double.
just give me some gas money from it.
You
So
should
because I just have to
you
hang
should get
out
paid double.
with disabled, retarded people who I just, can you please stop it? God, that's like listening to Kamala. It is just like
That bitch is
listening to
stupid. I
Kamala.
told you. She is the definition of a DEI hire.
Thank you. Didn't earn it.
And once again, it makes you wonder, did you sit
That's why I wanted, I didn't want to actually just talk about it. I actually wanted to go find the clip, because I'm going to play the clip on my show Monday.
Gator, don't do that, because I had the stills. I didn't have to see the video and hear her voice. It was worse than the clips.
Gator, do it.
Oh, I'm going to play it again on my show, because we're going to discuss this shit
Because
it's
because I'm calling
bullshit.
her ass out. I'm
she's
calling her
black.
ass out because it's bullshit.
Yeah, and
But
she's black.
I wanted to preview it here because I figured
Ooh, that's
here in the
bad.
hood it was a good time to do it because I knew it would piss y'all off.
She's black,
Oh
and she's telling
And when I
man.
black
say
people.
y'all, I'm just talking about you ladies here. I wasn't talking about y'all boys out there in the hood. I didn't
Well,
want y'all to take the word y'all wrong.
well,
Y'all is plural for you all.
well.
You
Now they
Exactly.
know. They know
I
that.
just put a little apostrophe in there.
They know that they're all disabled and retarded now.
Right.
They
Well,
just
hey,
heard it from a
that's
black.
what that bitch said.
They just
They
heard it from a
take it from
black
your
supreme
educated
Yep.
judge, and we know that she knows everything. So
Right.
now consider yourself, because you're
Disabled.
black, to be disabled.
Ugh.
I'm disabled now.
No, I'm not.
Well, look, I heard it from the
She can go
supreme
ahead
judge.
with that.
Okay, go ahead with that clip, G.
Oh my god.
This is how stupid my community is. President Trump just granted HBCUs $500 million. Okay? Historical black colleges, Donald Trump just granted $500 million. He cut money to Stanford, Princeton, Harvard, to historically predominantly white schools. He reached out to predominantly black schools because he said they are promoting illegal immigrants and all that stuff. So he punished them, gave the black schools money, and black folk out here complaining. He shouldn't have cut that money. He shouldn't cut that money to them other college. This is how you know the Democrat Party has totally brainwashed the black community, and it's no hope. No hope for them all. Whenever the black community in the same sentence can tell you we are underprivileged, all the world against us, we can't ever get up on our feet, and people can't convince us to carry the problems of somebody else. People who don't even supposed to be here is getting ahead of us. But because liberal black Democrats are pimps and the black community are the whores, black folk mad. Now tell me, how stupid can black folk be?
All I can tell you is that was an absolutely wonderful video, and that
Thank
man was speaking truth.
Yes, he
And
was.
me, as a grown ass white man, am tired, and I am seriously the fuck over being called a racist and being called the reason that the black man is oppressed, because it is not my goddamn fault. I do not owe you no reparations. I never owned a fucking slave, and there is no way none of you motherfuckers alive today picked one single fucking bowl of cotton.
Well, Serena did. Remember, she was traumatized in her hotel. She picking the cotton.
Oh yeah, that's right. That lying ass bitch. Yeah, she's
But isn't
oppressed.
it funny
Yes,
that her
she is.
first instinct was to pick it?
Yeah, because she's a lying bitch.
So,
She
but
probably
no,
ain't even
you
from
right,
here neither.
Gator. And we're
But
not
yes, he
talking
was
about
speaking truth.
reparations of what was stolen from my ancestors to give to people who were brought here against their will. We're not having that discussion either. You weren't, she wasn't a slave. She's never owned slaves, and all
Right,
these
but
people who say they're on stolen land.
yeah, yeah. Now, no offense to you or your heritage or whatever, but you know history very well of the
Yes.
Native Americans, and it's not stolen land; it's
No,
conquered land.
it was conquered land, and you've never heard
Thank you.
me. What people don't realize is it's not overtly obvious. My father is white. So again,
Yes.
people don't understand. He was a big history buff. He fought in Nam, so we know exactly what but you never hear me saying things, this is our land. And you'll hear
Right.
me for people who go, I want reparations. I'm like, look, if I can share, so can you. So
Right. And
that's
I will admit this too, that my people, I guess, since you and I are the ones speaking, uh, did not exactly do right by your people. That pisses me off to the core because we were complete shits. I mean, I can't think of
and a
the
lot of
correct
Native
wording to
Americans
use.
live in that, Gator, is they were different people. It was a different time. But
Yeah,
now
that's
we're
true.
here. And
It
if we
still
keep
doesn't
living
exist.
in that,
Yeah,
you owe me, you do that. But I love the attitude and the sentiment, Gator, is but it's a mutual
but but
respect.
it but if you just think about it though, it does not excuse. Forget skin color, heritage, whatever. It still does not excuse what one human did to another.
Correct. Correct.
I
Correct.
mean, I could be sitting here as a black man and say the
Correct.
same words. It does not excuse what one human being did to another human being.
Correct. And it doesn't make
Point,
me, you don't
point blank.
forget,
No matter what time
but you
frame in history it was, it still does not excuse
correct.
that.
And I feel like
It could
that to
happen
me
today
makes
and it still won't excuse it.
the difference is we learned from that. It's a very dark chapter, in our shared history. And I hate to see, you still see a lot of Native Americans who are buying into that. And it's just, again,
Right,
you have to just, you gotta, nobody says you have to forget when bad things happen, you use it as fuel, but you don't live in that. You don't live in
right,
that constant victim space, that constant, something's taken from me. God asked you not to do that. He asked you
right. You
forgive.
can forgive, but you don't have to forget
Correct. And then you move forward and go, okay, that
because
was
God
then, but
asks you to forgive. It's actually
that's
in the Lord's Prayer
correct.
to forgive
And
one of their,
to
to
forgive, and
forgive.
forget.
But you don't have
I
to forget. You never have to forget anything.
You don't, but you also, we need to be trying to, as those of us who are Christians, live closer to what God teaches, and it's not
Right.
easy. He didn't
No,
say only
no,
when it
no,
was
it's not.
easy to follow. It's when it's tough too, and that's what I
Yeah.
remember the first time my pastor said, and I just was caught off guard. He said, we have to pay for Joe Biden. I went, what? I mean, it was just, but it was just to hear him, it was like, and I'm choking it out like, dang, I got to pick the lock to get into heaven. But
Wow.
I did it, but he's right. He's right. Because that's what God asked us to do.
Yeah.
He said to pray for your enemies and then move on from it. And that's what I had to, but we're hard headed sometimes. But I was like, oh
Oh
my
yeah.
goodness, no, he didn't. But he's right. He's absolutely right. The people who are lying about me on the campaign trail and trying to sabotage, I'm forgiving them because I won't live in that. I won't, God said, vengeance is mine.
Yep.
And, it is really important. My kids read their Bible every day. Okay. Because again, that's how you stay calm. It wasn't the Bible's not a panic book, it's a prep book. He's telling you, what you were going to face. And he told us that. And it still surprises me sometimes how people, God hates me. God doesn't hate you. He told you we were going to go through some stuff. He told you it was going to be some stuff in
Oh
this
yeah.
world
Yep.
that we had
Everything
to
you
deal
need to
with,
know is right there in that book.
Yep.
but to trust him. So that's what we do. And it's some days are harder than others. Some days I got to pull out a couple times, but
And he
it's worth
already
it.
told us what was going to happen because it's right in Revelation if you read it.
Thank you.
It's
That's why it's
Genesis,
called a
how it started,
revelation.
Revelation, how it ends.
told you what was going to happen in Revelation. If you hear wars and rumors of wars, death, and all kind of things, don't worry about it because all this will happen before my return. It's already there, people. You
Yep,
ain't
yep.
this one to figure this thing out because it's already there, and he already let us know what's going to happen. And being
Oh
that
yeah, we already know.
let
We
me
already
We
say,
know,
already
but
know
for the
God
people,
wins.
They
because
don't
there's
read. That's
probably,
why they don't
Vern, a
read.
couple of people out there like me, Revelations used to scare the hell out of me, hearing about that. But when you realize what it means to be saved, God is giving us time to bring as many people to Him as possible. But if you've actually read the Bible, you should not be afraid. God understands that we are flawed, but he just said to prepare, occupy till I return. But again, we're going to be partying with God one day. He's going to set this right. He didn't, the fire and brimstone. There's some people in DC that need to be worrying about that more than most of the people who are here. But again, this is your time. Every day that you breathe, you have a time to make it right. And nobody's too far gone that, you cannot come back. Because there were times I thought I was too far, away to come back. But that's where the peace comes from. That's why I can sit here and go, you know what? I hate what happened to Charlie Kirk, but I had to talk to my kids about that and saying, death is hard for people left
It's all part
behind.
of God's plan.
But God
God
knows
has a
what he's
plan.
doing.
Don't you make your plans, because he's just going to laugh at them.
No, just go ahead but just know that if, when I'm with God, I'm up there partying with Jesus. You don't need to worry about me. Live a good life. But
That's
it's
right. I'm
going to
going to be up there
tell
partying
people,
with
don't
Jesus.
worry. God is
And we're going to
love.
have one hell of a bonfire, because I already know he can turn water, or he can turn wine out of water. So we're going to have us a big old bonfire.
And I gotta tell
We're
you,
going to have us a good old time.
I gotta tell you, I'm not the
He
harp.
can't
I'm not
fool
the
me.
harp
I already
playing
read
kind
about
of
it. I know
angel,
he can do it.
so I'm gonna have something good to do in God's kingdom because I'm not the one who's gonna be sitting around playing the harp. It's just not how I roll.
No.
So we're
I
gonna
already
have
told him.
to.
I said, hey, they even wrote a song about it. The
Want to hear
outskirts
it?
of
Here
heaven.
it goes.
They did. They wrote a song about it. It's called the outskirts. I think it's called the outskirts of heaven. I believe that's the name of it.
But I tell people that's
I
where
just want
your
me
peace.
a dirt road and some acreage. A farmhouse and some acreage. You can keep that mansion. I'm not a mansion man. No, just give me a
I'll
farmhouse
take
and
it.
some acreage.
But no, you
I want a
but
cabin. Give me a cabin way out yonder away from
Yep, give me a
everybody else.
cabin in the woods with some acreage. I'm good to go.
yeah, that sounds
And
like a death sentence for my kids. But that's we all
I'll have
dream
a
about it as we
bonfire
get
every now
older.
and then. Jesus, come on by. I need you to touch that water over there.
I'll be over there, Gator, trying to get some of that water.
That's
You know
right.
what? It's
And,
funny that
he can't tell me no. He can't tell me no lies and bullshit, because I know he can do it. I read it in the book.
listen, I want to share this with you all, being that you brought that up, right? Oh my God. So Dom Luker had on his page last night, and I saw it, and it said, if Jesus existed today and there were viral videos of him healing people, how do you think the world would react? So
the same way they did the last time.
Wait. So I commented, and I'm not even going to read my comment, but I'm going to answer that question, because Jesus does exist today. And the same healing that he did back then, it's the same healing he is doing right now. Because if you believe in God, he is truly healing people today the same way. I know people that have been healed, even in my family, that have a relationship with God. Even with my grandmother, she had anal cancer. She never went to the doctor, only when they diagnosed her. But they told her her life would be short. I think she was about 50 something then. She never took their medication. She never did chemo. She lived to be 80 plus years of age. Wow. So God is still in the miracle working business. Yes. And some of us just happen to have a personal relationship with him, and we know him as our personal savior. Because I can tell you, if it was not for him, I would not be here today.
Same.
I would not be here today.
Same.
So I know him for my personal savior. And once you know him and you have a personal relationship, for one, he ain't gonna let nothing slip up on you. Ain't nothing gonna come surprise to you. Because he gonna either show it to you in a dream, or you gonna see it before it happen. If you have that personal relationship with him. And I know that because
he does it to me all the time.
All the time. So you
I usually see it in a dream.
You cannot tell me nothing about God, because one thing I know is him. He is the reason why I help people the way that I do. I don't help them because I like them. I help them because that's the calling on my life that God put in my heart to help them. And I don't help them because I'm rich. Being rich, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I help them again because I have the heart to do so. And that's the reason why I provide right here in my organization food for over 5,000 families a month. Not just food. We have seniors that call that have no furniture in their house, don't have nothing in the refrigerator, no food to eat. People that have kids don't have nothing, but they know they can call us, and we are here for them, because God's word say that when you feed them, you're feeding me. And that's in Matthews. He said, when you're feeding them, you're feeding me. And when you clothing them, you clothing me. So that's the reason why I do what I do, because I know, and I always tell my staff, God gives the increase. God is the one that is going to give you the blessings in your life. God is the one that's going to heal your body when you're sick. God is the one that when you don't have your rent money and your light bill money and you freaking out, you like, God, what I'm going to do? And all of a sudden it appears out of nowhere. The funds that you need to take care of the things that you need, didn't nobody do it but God.
That's
so when
right.
If I may.
Wait, hold up.
Oh,
When you have that faith and trust in God, and you put him first in your life, he always will make a way out of no way. And not only that, his words say, I will protect you from hurt, harm, and danger. He said, 1,000 may die on one side, and how many ever may die on the other, but no harm will come unto you. That's what his words say. So I stand on his word. I believe what his word say. That ain't got nothing to do with my little vocabulary. Because guess what? If God used hookers, God used hoes, God used Saul, Peter, and who was killing Christians.
Paul was killing them for sport.
All right, for sport, and was persecuting the Christians. And
That's
he
right.
used them. Then guess what? Truly, will continue to use me. Now go ahead, Gator.
What I was going to say is I'm the same as Miss Laverne, and I wanted to point out, y'all have heard me on this podcast. Some of y'all hopefully have migrated to my podcast, and you've heard my language. It's really harsh. Miss Laverne has a very flowery vocabulary herself. Don't let that fool you, and think we are not Christian and we are not kind-hearted or any of that. Because, like she said, the good Lord does look over his faithful. And I do see, I don't see him. No, I firmly don't believe anyone actually sees God. Other people may see him. I do not, but he does let me know things in my dreams. He does keep my demons away. But I will share a real quick story. I know Mrs. Laverne likes to keep it to about 2 hours. But I actually had God perform a miracle just for me, just within the last couple of days. Actually yesterday. And I think it might have been the day before yesterday. My mother, who is 80, she just turned 80. She is in the early and oncoming stages of dementia. And my brother and his wife have been living there to take care of her for about a year or so now. But anyway, I'm going to try to make it short as possible. She was getting out of her bed, and she has the little doggy stairs that go up for her little short, fat dogs. And when she got out of bed, she had her coffee, and she tripped over them damn stairs. And since she had her coffee in her hand and everything, she did not catch herself going down. The first thing that caught herself was the left, what we call the corner of her head, like right there, right there. And she didn't just have like a goose egg. She had a fucking ostrich egg. Okay, bam, and it ended up as a brain bleed. So they put her. I'm down here in Florida, like Miss Laverne, but I'm up about near Gainesville. My mama down near Orlando. So she ended up going. All said and done, she ended up in Orlando, where the brain folks are at. And luckily, the second CT scan for the comparison, the bleeding did not grow any, so they diagnosed it as a small or minor brain bleed. I called it a brain leak. So they didn't need surgery. And my boy Bruno said, he's the only one that knew about it. Said he was sending out his healing angels and was going to pray for my mama. And I got the news today, because this happened yesterday. I got the news today that they released her yesterday at around 1500. I'm sorry, that's 3 o'clock.
3.
And sent her home. So she was home and was comfortable to be in her own clothes around her dogs. And she was able to go to bed and get some sleep, because they had her on every 2 hours, the little blood pressure monitor and everything. Basically, she couldn't sleep for shit. So I believe that God performed a miracle on my mama and allowed that not to be a serious issue. The swelling went down immediately, and she walked out of the hospital like 24 hours later. And she's doing okay. And I talked to her this afternoon, and she's still groggy and sounds like shit. But anyone that looks like she got beat up by a 2x4 would probably gonna sound like shit and feel like shit.
We didn't get to see the 2x4, trust me.
Right. But she's doing well, and I have a firm belief that God had a hand in that. So that's my miracle
I'm not
story.
going to tell a story. I think that, and amen, and is just for those of you who are out there wondering, I've had periods of my life of not knowing where I kind of fell on it. I'm solid now. But if you want God, my mom said, God has the power to show you who's God. So if you really want to know him, ask him. And she said, make it plain. And I remember the first few times I prayed of just being, look, I don't know how to tell if this is you. And how do I know if it's you? And then my pastor goes, because God is not confusion, he's not duality, but he is a spirit, and he speaks to your spirit. And so if you ask him, he will show you. He doesn't do parlor tricks. You're not talking about your people out there going, if God's real, then he doesn't do parlor tricks for you. But if you ask him to show you, if you ask him, he will answer. He hears and answers. And that's why, like I said, anybody who's been in my book for another time would know I shouldn't be here either. I've been shot at. I was left on a playground when I was little by accident, had to fight off some weird homeless guy. But again, I'm here, and I'm here as a testament, and everything God wants to do for you is the benefit of others. So look inward for what's outward, and it really will bring you peace. So what I do is I pick up my Bible every day before I touch that phone. The first thing I do is I read in my dedication for half an hour. Sometimes I'm in a hurry and all I get is that, God, I just want to thank you that I got up. Thank you for whatever you'll have me do today. And then I go. Sometimes I have more time to read, but I'm telling you guys, prayer changes things. So if you're not sure, try. But your everything you're going through is a down payment on your future, and you got to trust him. So
let me tell you something. One thing about God, when God is gonna build you up and make you strong, he gonna drag you through hell. You are gonna go through straight hell.
Gotta have a breakdown to have a breakthrough.
You're gonna go through stuff and sometimes you're gonna be like, well, God, why me? But you know what he gonna tell you? Why not you?
Correct.
Why not you? Because he's
Yep.
only preparing you for your destiny and things that you're gonna have to go through in life.
That's
Because if
right.
you ain't never been through nothing in life, every time something come up, you're gonna be afraid. You're gonna go through a nervous breakdown and everything else. But with God, you're gonna go through it, and you're gonna go through it without no fear, because you know and you can trust him that he got your back and he got you covered, and he will bring you through. And
That's
another,
right.
I say it and I always say it again, women, learn to trust your instincts. Learn to trust that little voice that's trying to tell you something, because the life you save may be your own. So learn how to listen to that inner spirit that you have. That's your angel of protection God is giving you to protect you. You know, sometimes you'll see it a lot, or you may hear people saying, my friends wanted me to hang out with them, but something kept telling me don't go. So
That
I
was
did
it.
not go. And then they went out and had a car crash, and everybody got hurt or everybody got killed, but they did not go. That was God sparing your life.
That's
So
right.
when you want to know God for yourself, like me, I wanted to know God for myself. And I
Same.
said, God, I've always heard my grandmothers talk about you. I've always heard pastors and everybody else talking about you. But I want to have that relationship with you that I know you for myself. So I want you to show me, because I'm a bold one. I say, I want you to show me. And guess what? He
You
showed,
did.
he showed me. He truly made me a believer. And one day I may even share that whole testimony with you all. But
Amen.
I can tell you, the way I went in, and I went to, it was a Benny Hinn event that he had right here in Miami. And you know how everybody's saying, oh, Benny Hinn, all of them are phony. And when he waved his hand and people be falling out, they paid. Nah, baby, that happened to me. I hit that floor, and I never met Benny Hinn, and he ain't paid me 1/4. But when he said touch, I was on that floor, and I was far from him. I was not even like close. And when I left from that revival that night, I was so full of the Holy Spirit. I was so covered in the Holy Spirit that I could not walk. My feet was turning. When I left out of there, my feet was turning like this. I could not walk. Seriously. Seriously. When I was on that
Leave it
floor,
there.
the man said, it was me and another lady beside each other. He said, oh, you two ladies are going to be an alcoholic tonight. And I'm saying to myself, what is he talking about? An alcoholic? I don't even drink. He said? Y'all ready to feel the holy power of God? And I was like, I sure am. Why don't you show me? You know, I'm saying this to myself. Of course, I didn't tell him that. That man just waved his hand. Bam! I hit that floor. I hit the floor. Let me tell you something. When I left out of there, I had on the beige pantsuit. I had hit that floor so many times from the power of the Holy Ghost. My knees was this color black. My outfit was this color black on the knees. It was this color black. Okay. And this was at the Miami Arena in 90, I think it was 97. And let me tell you something. My feet was turned in like this, and I could not walk. The people that I came in to that arena with had to drag me out because I could not walk. I couldn't walk. I could not walk.
You was drunk on the spirit, honey.
That's
I was
right.
so drunk in the spirit, and I never experienced anything like that in my life. And let me tell you something. when God get ready for you to have that experience, you will have it. Some people have had it in a nightclub. I heard somebody gave their testimony, and they said they was in the nightclub and they was listening to CC Winans and BB Winans song "I'm Lost Without You," and they was just dancing, all into the music and the songs, the words from that song gave a conviction in their heart and spirit, and they got saved right there on the dance floor. So the point is, it can happen to you anywhere and anywhere. Anywhere. So when they got me home, I still could not walk to the next morning. My sister was like, "What happened to you?" I was like, "Girl, I asked God to show me and to make me a believer. And he showed me. So I don't live my life in doubt. I don't doubt.
Right.
I don't know from what the world know. I know from my personal relationship with the Lord. Okay. So after that, I started praying for people. I was casting out spirits, demonic spirits, which me and my husband can still do today. We can do it together if we choose to do it together. But let me tell you something. When you got that prayer life going for you, even when people used to come to the warehouse, I had a prayer closet in my warehouse, and some of them could not walk in that
Come
room.
on with it. Tell them, Vern.
Come in the room because the power of the Holy Ghost was so strong in that room, and they could not come in there. They could not enter it. So I'm saying to you,
pure evil.
All you prayer warriors that believe in God,
That's
y'all
it.
keep praying. Y'all keep praying. Don't let nobody tone you down. Don't let nobody tell you that God is not real because they have not had that personal experience with him like you have, because you got to know him for yourself.
That's
but
right.
when you know him for yourself, just know he got you covered.
That's right.
Just know when people come upon you that mean you no good, guess
That's
what?
right.
They gotta flee and they gotta leave.
That's right.
Because God got you covered. He got you covered. And it's just like in the book of Job. Job went to hell and back, but they could not do nothing to him unless God allowed that to happen. So the point of the matter, God is going to allow some things to happen because he wants you to trust and believe in him.
And I wanted
and don't doubt it. Don't doubt.
I want to tell the people here, because I'll save my story for another time, but there is a gentleman, he lives in Fort Myers, among other places. His name is Bishop Ronald Archer. And he changed my life. He's actually now the kid's godfather. He's a dear friend of the family, but he's got a story and it's called Trick Baby. It's on YouTube and you have to watch it. It's 10 minutes. It will change your life. He is the one who kind of changed my relationship. I always believed in God, always, but I didn't know how to have a relationship. And he says there's two types of people that God allows. He goes, mentors that lift you up, that build you, that give you steam, and tormentors who tear you down and keep you on your knees in prayer to God. And he goes, you got to understand, okay, of how, and if you really want a story, you got to have that story of in Genesis of Joseph. That was the biggest one, because again, you guys need to read that story if you're not familiar with it. But Joseph was basically sold into slavery by his friends, his brothers, who were jealous. And became, then he worked his way up as a slave. And then the master's wife tried to lie because he wouldn't sleep with her. So had him thrown in prison. He worked his way up and then came out to interpret a dream. The point is, the one thing you do not hit, that was probably what, 20, 30 years of the time. He was a 17-year-old boy who was cast out. But the one thing you never hear Joseph say is Why did this happen to me? God, why did you do this to me?
Nope.
He took every circumstance that was thrown at him and he excelled. He was in prison. He excelled in prison. So they're like, dang, he's running the prison. And
That's
then
right.
that got him in front of Pharaoh. And what I want Christians to take from that is that's what the bishop helped me understand, and that is real. The first time I met him, he said, there's some kind of anointing on you. And there are certain people, he goes, you got to be careful who you let put hands on you.
Oh, you have to.
And he just said, and there are certain people who cannot put hands on me. And it is really profound when you realize how God is working. God brought him right in front of me because he knows I'm too hard headed to see it any other way. He knows how to reach you if you will let him. So that's what I do. And again, all this other stuff, my mom says, if you have faith, you don't have to worry. If you're worried, you don't have faith.
That's
So
right.
those faith and fear exist on the same spectrum. They're just on opposite ends. So I choose to live in this. I choose to not carry the cross every day because Jesus carried it for me. So
Yes.
take that blessing, take the anointing, and live your life, but be
Thank God
ready for
every
his
thank
return.
God each and every day for your health, being in your right mind, and
Yes,
you know, just for you, your family, the ones you love, the people that you are able to help, the people that you are able to bless. Do that. Do that. Stop comparing yourself with your neighbors. Stop worrying about what the next man have. Find happiness in your own life. And to piggyback on what Raven said, let me break it down for you. Joseph brothers, like she said, sold him into slavery. Okay, he was the baby boy. They was jealous of him. Okay, he served in the king's jail system for many years. The wife was jealous of him because he would not have sex with him. So she went and told her husband a lie to turn her husband against Joseph. But over the years, Joseph excelled so well
that's
that
right.
king forgave him and put him over a certain detail or whatever that he was doing, right? Joseph was over the food. So when the famine hit the land, people was coming, people had to come to him to get the food. So his brothers showed up, the same ones that showed him that sold him into slavery.
That's
They
right.
showed up to him to come and get food. And they didn't even recognize him. And Joseph told them, I am your brother. I'm
That's
the one
right.
that y'all
Hmm.
sold me into slavery. He said, but I don't have no anger against y'all. I'm not even mad with you because what y'all did to me in anger and in hate, God worked it out for
They
my good.
said, what you meant for evil,
Evil,
God
God did
intended for
make it for
good.
my good. What y'all did to me in evil, God made it for my good. So he had them to go get the father, go get their real birth father and bring him back so that he could see his father. But you know, he showed them love, he gave them food, and he let
That's
them know
right.
y'all can go in peace because I'm not angry with y'all. He had the power. He could have had all of them killed. He could have did anything. He didn't hold no animosity against his family. He just walked in love.
And
So
he didn't
sometimes
question God.
he never questioned God. He never questioned God because he trusts God.
That's
So
right.
when you trust God, you know that you don't have to question him because you know that the Bible already tells you in Romans 8:28 that all things work together for the good of those
Good.
that love the Lord. It don't
That's
say
right.
some things. It don't say a few things. It say all things.
All things.
All things work together for the good of those that. So I'm saying this to you. I don't care what you're going through in your life. If you put God first and you trust in him, all things gonna work together for the good. Now it
That's
might not
it.
go the way that you want it to go, you know. But my grandmother always told me, baby, it's not your will. When you pray, you
Thank
pray
you.
for God's will to be done in your life, not your will. Because some things that we think we want is not what we need. But it's we so people, oh, I want this, oh, I want that. But that's not what you need. So you need to ask God that his will be done for you in your life.
That's right. God ain't
What
a wishing well.
That's right.
Right,
Yep.
right. He's not the wishing well, but you make sure that you ask, what is your will, Lord, for me in my life?
And watch how he blesses you beyond what you even thought you wanted. That's
That's
the thing. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to be overflowing.
right. Let me tell y'all something, and I'm gonna show this to you, and I'm through with that part. But look at the world. The world glorifies the world. Oh, I got a new Bugatti. Oh, look at my mansion. Oh, look how big my boobs are. Look at my new butt I got. So they glorifying the world. Everything that Satan gives to them is for a little time, and it is gone and it is destroyed. Look at all these rappers. Look at all these singers. They are dying each and every day. They have lived the most glorious life with not one day of peace in it, especially the rappers. They have
They're
on
in the
they don't
synagogue of
have one
Satan.
day of peace. Not one day of peace. Look at these R&B singers, how they are dying. Look at Hollywood. They got everything. They are dying one by one, right behind each other.
Yep.
What's the point of having it if you cannot enjoy it? What is the purpose of having all that they have and they still cannot enjoy it? Because they are so miserable. They are so miserable. So you can worship Satan all you want to, but that will come and it will soon be destroyed. It will soon be destroyed. So I rather walk in peace and happiness, knowing that I put God first and he ain't gonna let nothing come as no surprise to me.
And as for me and my house, we serve the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
Every time. And I gotta jump, guys, afterwards, but I couldn't miss that. I couldn't miss that. And if you got nothing else from that, Patriots, that's how we do it. That's how we move forward. That's how we trust God. This is bigger than what we can hand. Greater is he in me than I am this world. So don't feel like you have to solve all these problems yourself. And
Take it to the Lord
Vern,
in prayer.
that's it.
Take it to
That's
the Lord in
it.
prayer.
And
And
I'm
you
grateful for all of you. Grateful, Gator, Letitia, Vern, my girl, for all of you. And you know where to find me if you need me. And thanks for always letting me come on and share and be a part.
yes, and y'all support Raven. She's a great candidate. Donate to her campaign because we need real people that are gonna fight for this country.
Yeah.
You know, it's no longer the Republicans or the Democrats. You know, it's all about we the people. We the people need to come first. We the people should always come first.
Correct. And you got to have people who believe in God. If your elected officials don't believe in, if they don't fear God, they don't fear
You got
you.
a problem.
And that's what I always tell people is, that you can learn a lot from people by who and what they worship, as Vern says. But it's Raven Harrison for Congress. These are the best patriots, Thank you guys for having me, as always.
Raven,
Hey,
thank you.
you be sure to try to find some time to make it to my town hall Tuesday.
Tuesday, I thought that it's bullshit was Monday.
But yeah, well, bullshit is always on every Monday, but I have my town hall every Tuesday, unless I can't get a damn candidate or two to come on the damn thing.
I always wait for an invitation. I haven't seen an invitation.
You ever come into my? Don't give me that shit.
I only see updates. We're from the South. You have to be invited into somebody's home.
Listen, Linda. Listen. I have you in my candidate room so you can mix and mingle and jingle and get introduced to all the other candidates I have. And I put the link to the backstage in that room.
Send me the link when you want me
Tuesday.
on, and we'll make it. I've got a forum on Monday, but send me the link when you want me in.
I guess you have to be special and get a personal invite. Jesus.
Y'all know how we do it.
All right, I guess I'll make you special.
Thank
and
you.
I'll send you a personal invite, but it's every Tuesday. And just as a little side note, the same link works every time.
Okay.
You don't need a new one each time.
Okay.
Really thought you were just letting as many people showcase. So I said he'll let me know if he wants me to be on. So that's what my mindset was. But I got
No,
it.
actually, I love every one of my candidates, but I realize that they are busy, and I'm just small time, and that they are really busy. And some of them have graduated up to like actually standing next to John Rich, and I know I'm prettier than him, but I am nowhere near got his talent. But
Well,
yeah, they will.
he's a good guy. He's actually a
Yeah.
friend. So
What the hell? You just know everybody, don't you?
yeah, I've been to his
Well, then
house.
I should
It's
say I'm
called
proud to know you.
his
You know, hey,
his
you
house is
could
called
whisper
Mount
you
Richmore.
could whisper my name into their ear sometime. You know, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
you
mind
guys,
that.
Gator, you would love it. His house is Mount Richmore. It's 3 levels, and the pool is shaped like a guitar.
No, I've seen
So
pictures of it. That's probably as
and
close as
he
I'll ever
has
get.
I have a guitar signed by him and Wade Jennings Jr.
Wade
And
Jennings.
Okay,
yeah,
that's enough bragging. I'm jealous enough already.
Right.
well, he
And
and the last thing was we were up there for an event, and he played it. So he played, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy on my guitar. So I'm having a hard time playing it, but I'll pull that one out for you guys. It's great. But no, and I do. It's just in those we were all fighting for a common good before I jumped into office. So again, I do know a lot of people. I will whisper it in. Just know that even the people I know, it's hard to get them to follow and everything because they got
I
so
ain't
many
worried about a
videos
follow.
tonight.
Just get them to
But it'll be
know who
good.
we
But
are.
thanks,
But
guys, for having me. I'm going to dive off and
Thank you
Raven Harrison for Congress. But
for
love you
joining
all.
us today. Okay,
thank you,
Dave,
ma'am.
get your clip, one more clip, and that's it. G, show us another clip, please.
G's on. Oh, I was gonna say G's
Oh,
on a
you
sandwich.
motherfucker. Did you see what Captain America said there, Laverne?
Oh yeah,
Check this cocksucker out.
I
began my journey into chronicling the censorship industrial complex.
Some of the most terrifying conversations I've had with some of my dear friends who work inside CIA, and their jobs are to go to other countries, get involved in elections protests that will help overthrow a regime. It's no secret at this point the CIA has been doing that for years, for decades.
Since 1947.
The most terrifying conversations I've had are the ones where they would look at me and say, my God, like the 2020 election, we're doing to our people what we do to others.
CIA, the other intelligence agencies, were exposed with projects like Operation Mockingbird.
The State Department, USAID, the Central Intelligence Agency, went from free speech diplomacy to promoting censorship.
They created, purchased, controlled assets at the New York Times, the Washington Post, all of these top-down media structures that used to control the information that Americans got.
I pulled into the driveway, opened up my garage door, and these two gentlemen came out of a blue sedan with government license plates, and they came out to me and said, "You're Mr. Solomon?" Yeah. And I said, "Yes." And they said, "You're at the tip of a very large and dangerous iceberg."
Oh yeah, the FBI sent agents over to my home to service their questioning me about my tweets. How is that not chilling? Our entire page on Facebook for the world's 10th Adventist World Church was removed.
The level of censorship that we experienced from publishing this documentary was anything beyond I could have imagined.
And we really didn't even understand why.
We are going to win back the white.
Russia Ocean Story. Broken Fall of 16. That's where the big lie first erupted. Russian operatives use social media to R up the American electorate and boost the candidacy of Donald Trump. That's why.
So what I want to share with y'all, this is a movie. The guys premiered this movie about maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I got the invite. That's the name of the movie. It's called God's Complex. And it is premiering once again today on YouTube. So you could go the free link in the bio to sign up, and you see it right there. And it's God Complex, which is premiering today. So once again, I want to thank them for inviting me to the premiere, which was right here in Miami. And it's also, they're going to have another premiere in DC coming up very soon. So once again, this is a great movie. You know, it's educational. So let's watch it. And I hope you all enjoy it.
I'll go check it out.
Yeah, it's gonna be on YouTube today.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the link was in there somewhere. They'll have to pay me to support Magna, Mr. Captain America.
Yeah, he's saying I'm holding my Klan rallies on Tuesdays.
Yeah, it was a Klan rally tonight.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm holding them on Tuesdays. He said.
You could call it what you want, and I love attending your Klan rallies.
I know you're my special guest.
You guys over there in Klan land.
That's it.
Florida.
We're holding bonfires and beer.
Oh shit! Here I come.
And rap music,
Here
motherfucker.
Oh man.
So anyway, Letitia, did you talk about that bill in California once again? I know that we had like hand on it, but we've been kind of like all over the place today with, just so much taking place and so much going on. So
I'll probably do that Thursday, but I mean, if you're here in California, briefly, I'll take less than 1 minute. AB 495 has passed. If you don't know what that is, you can go to ca.gov. Now legal human trafficking. No, it's AB 495, and it is everything that you heard all over social media. If I want to, take somebody's kid out of school, I will go online and print a form. You don't need an ID, you don't need a social security number. The school is legally not allowed to ask you anything. You'll print the form down offline, go into the school, hand it to the office, and say, I want to pick up Jessica Smith. They don't ask you if you're a registered sex offender. They don't ask you if you know Jessica. They don't ask you, are you Jessica's mother, babysitter, anything. So I will definitely talk about that next Thursday on the Vern Show. I will also be talking about it on my podcast, The Perkins Report, on Rumble, probably either next week or a week and a half. There's a lot of chaos around that bill. It's California. It's nothing but chaos here. But if you haven't heard about it, you can Google AB 495 and do your research on it. I will take everybody through that bill sentence by sentence next week.
In America, when everybody already know that Gavin Newsom passed that bill. Everybody knows he passed that bill.
He just did it. There was already whispers that he was gonna do it. Me being from California, I knew he was gonna do it. What I wanted to see was
right there. So there it is. AB 495. The bill that was passed, that Captain America says that it's 100% not true.
It's true.
Right there.
What we're wondering here in California, is the Trump administration gonna get involved? Are you gonna come and help us like you did those other blue
Here's
states?
what I want to know, Captain America, is how would somebody from Detroit, Michigan know that shit's not fucking true? And the lady that lives in California is giving you the fucking straight up facts. So you can just sit down and shut the fuck up.
Those people can't speak because they're not from here. And like I said, you can go on our website and it'll tell you that California ca.gov. You can type in AB 495. What I will say is we're just wondering here in California, under this administration, are we going to have to live like this? Meaning, are you guys going to get involved? The Trump administration. This is
Right.
This has happened. It's passed. You can legally take somebody's child out of California. What I am hoping that the Trump administration will do is further investigate and then come personally to the state and do whatever they do to get Newsom out, Scott Weiner, and all these other people, because it's passed in California. In 2025, you can legally kidnap a child in California. I don't know, maybe the Trump administration, instead of looking the other way, will do something, because I know a lot of parents are talking about the firing squad. What that means is they're setting up and having other parents watch to see who's going to try to do this at their child's school. And yeah, it's a lot. So we'll talk about that next Thursday. Do your homework, fact check it. Yes, Gavin Newsom has passed AB 495. Anybody know anybody in the Trump administration? We're worried. You guys have not responded, and there's going to be a lot of people asking for pardons when these clowns try to take our children out of the schools and the schools allow it. You'll have a lot of people open firing on these pedophiles, and it's going to be a big problem. Nobody's going to sit down here, try to go pick up their child, and have an office administrator tell you that your child was picked up by somebody we do not know. So get ready for that. It'll be 1776 all over again.
I would like to speak with you offline
Okay,
about
you got my number.
yes, ma'am, about a special podcast I'm putting together for my California girl.
Okay.
She's very Natalie. I've spoken of her.
Yeah.
I'm putting together a special podcast for California and turning it over to her to do. I'd love for you to be there.
Okay.
And
I
I'll talk
also
to you.
need-
I'll call you.
And I also need you to get me in touch with that candidate that I haven't heard of that you said is running for governor, because I'd like to have him on my podcast as far as what the hell is he going to do about this? This is
Okay.
crazy.
I'll get you. I think I have his phone number. If not, I'll try to get it for you.
Sounds
So,
good. Thank you.
speaking of the governor's race, you know, we have a very big race that's taking place right now in Virginia with Winsome, and she's
okay.
Abigail Spamberger.
Oh,
So,
she got
doing the debate, right? So she asked a question to Abigail.
Please tell me you have that clip.
I don't have that clip, but one thing about G, he can always pull it up. I think I had it last week, but they didn't play it. But Abigail said, Winston asked her about, you know, they was talking about the women's bathroom. And of course, Abigail has 3 little girls. She has 3 little girls. And they was talking about trans men going into the women's bathroom. And she said that she never said that she didn't support a man going into the women's bathroom. But you have 3 little girls. Your little girls should be like at the height of your security, you know, that you want to make sure that your kids are safe at all times. So if you don't really care about your kids, you know, being safe in the bathroom, then why should other people support you?
Yep. Yep. We're gonna have to find that clip, Gator. You're gonna have to put it on when you have your next feed,
definitely,
because that's
definitely. And hey, I'm gonna send you.
People
I'm gonna
need to know
send you an
that.
invite. I'm
They
gonna
need
send
to
you an
know what you-
invite.
Yeah, they need to know, Laverne, what you're saying. People need to know what the hell
G,
what's
can you
going
pull
on.
up that clip with Abigail and Winsome Newsom? They were in that debate and they was asking about the men. How does she feel when Winsome Sears asked her how does she feel about men being in the women's bathroom? Do you have that clip?
Yeah, these people need to know who they're voting for.
They need to know. They need to know.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna get it for mine. What the hell is he saying?
Well, I've got a Zoom meeting in a couple minutes. I'm gonna have to jump
Okay, so
off.
anyway, we get ready to close down for today anyway.
Okay.
So
Oh, there he pulled it up. I'm gonna go on her page.
there it is. Okay, go ahead. Play that clip, please.
Support biological males who say they're women using women's locker rooms and bathrooms and competing in women's sports.
Well, the circumstance as this legal case plays out is really one of, we've had court cases settled or judged here in Virginia in the 4th District, the former Gavin Grimm case related to bathroom usage. And in fact, the argument is, the assessment is, there needs to be much clearer guidance in terms of what is an executive order's binding assessment of Title IX versus what has been a decision of a court.
But do you personally support these policies? Do you personally support them? Maybe do you support these locker room or bathroom policies, Congresswoman? Why can't you answer this question directly?
Exactly. Answer it, lady.
Let's go. Congresswoman, do you support these bathroom and locker room policies?
Space, Nick. Thank you,
Why
Nick.
can't you answer these questions directly? And that's the response we got in Fairfax County.
Yeah, her ass is done.
So people, it's very important for you to really, vet these candidates before you end up with a pure disaster.
Right.
Let's see. Gator, is Deanna one of your candidates? Deanna?
I don't think so. What's the last name?
I don't know. I see that she's hosted a space, and I see that she's talking about medical vaccines and the people that are not that don't want to get their kids vaccinated. DCF is working on taking their kids.
I don't know. No, that's not on me.
Okay.
But that does sound like a good point. I'm over here reading Captain America's comment.
Saying that's a lie, and it's not a lie, because we all know, like the teacher said, they just passed that bill, and you have people that have been talking about it forever and saying that once that bill
Well, he says in his comment here, he says a person cannot unilaterally take someone else's child out of school in California. This would likely see, apparently he has not done his fucking research.
Well, look, let's just do this. Let's just do this.
Let me
I'll
finish
have one
reading
of the
this.
parents. This is what we're gonna do. But the
Hang
thing
on,
is,
let me finish reading his comment.
Wait,
Let me finish
this
reading his
is what
comment.
this is what we should do. This is what we should do. I should hire somebody next week to print that form out and go to a random school and see if they can get somebody's kid out. The thing is,
And videotape it.
the thing is, I was actually planning on doing that because there's a lot of things already going on in the local district that I live in, and it's been on the news. You've got pedophile aides taking pictures of disabled children. You have these board members telling parents of disabled children they don't have women teachers. Your child has to be with a man, even if your child is nonverbal, and that the state does not have money for your child to be a one-on-one. The thing with me is a lot of people watch whose show I go on and what I talk about on my show. But I think to shut everybody the F up, I'll just do it next week. Pay somebody.
Yeah. Well, let me finish what he said here. It's a very long one. Hold on.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. It says this would likely require a court order such as a guardianship or the consent of the parent, as they have legal authority over their child's education. A temporary solution for a caregiver is to use a caregiver's authorization affidavit, which allows them to enroll a child in school. But this must be signed by the parent, who can cancel it at any time. And it does not give them permanent authority to remove them.
It does. G, put the paper back up. Go to the second paragraph where it tells you we don't ask for
He
ID.
said, just Google it. Yeah, there it is. Here, G put There it is. There's that fucking long ass comment that I was just reading.
Okay,
And then under
listen.
that, he says, just Google it. It's not legal. It's
It
not
is legal
fucking
in
true.
California.
Okay,
So
follow
all I
me.
can tell you, Captain Dumbass, is fucking read the fucking shit that Gavin Newsom signed into California law. That's all you got to do is just go read the fucking law that California passed, you fucking idiot. All that shit you're rambling off is just fucking your stupid shit.
Yeah. Well,
I understand what you're saying. What you're saying is true in most states. You're
They
absolutely
won't
right in
Google
most states.
it.
But we're talking about fucking California, dumbass. California is a whole fucking different rules, whole different ball game, a whole different world. It's
whole
ran
different
by a
world.
bunch of fucking idiots like you're sounding.
Yep.
There you go.
There it is.
Right there.
There you
He
go.
just signed Nightmare Bill AB 495 into law. Like the nice, pretty lady underneath me right there said. So go to look up that fucking bill, which is now law, and fucking read it, you fucking retard.
It say it allows people with a 5th degree of a relationship. What is considered a 5th degree of relation?
Any fucking body.
Okay, so let me say this. I'm gonna set the scenario for us, and I hate that Letitia. I know
that would empower Gavin Newsom's.
Gator, I want to set the scenario for us, right?
Okay.
So somebody that lives in California, and everybody loves to post the kids' pictures all over Facebook, all over social media. Oh, this is little niece's birthday party.
If you vote no, as many Republicans will,
all of this,
depending on how you insert
they
the
got all of
ballot
this
in the
there, right?
envelope, people can
Now,
see.
This the thing. You don't post it all your kids' name all over social media. So a person can go and get this, download this petition or paper from online, write your child name because you don't gave them the name on social media.
No, yeah.
Go to school and check your child out without your consent.
Yes.
Wow.
That's what it says.
People, you better watch out, do your homework, and find out for yourself. You don't have to believe us. You can believe Captain America over here that does not, and he doesn't even know what he's talking about. But the proof is in the pudding. That bill has already been signed by Gavin Newsom. So what I'm saying to you is this. You better be careful about posting your kids' information all over Facebook.
Yeah, especially if you live in California, because that's a California law. And what I'm saying is what old Captain posting right there is he is posting truth, okay, for most common sense states. Okay, because that is common sense what he's saying. Okay, even though he's calling me a Klansman and a maggot and all that bullshit, that's fucking fine. I don't care. You're not going to hurt my feelings because I don't really give a shit about your opinion. But what he's actually saying is true. Parents are supposed to be that and everything and all that. So that part is true, but not in fucking California. There, Captain. So you're screaming about this shit
headquarters on Penal Code
in California.
261A1, rape of someone
There
who is
you go.
incapable of
There's my
giving
girl
legal
Natalie
consent.
right there. Mussolini
Into a
strikes
mental-
again. You're right. Well, there's my favorite Natalie. So, Captain, your common sense is correct. I have no doubt. I agree with you on that. But that shit does not apply to the world of Cali. It does not apply in Mussolini's universe. He signed it into law. Miss Laverne's boy or man, G, I don't want to call him a boy. That's disrespectful. Posted it right there for you to see. He did it when he put the whole bill up there, and he just showed it to you right there. Please go look the law up. It's a California law. It's signed. And my favorite Natalie right there is a Californian. She lives there. She knows the same things that Miss Letitia knew. It's a law in Cali. So all I'm asking you, sir, is to just go do your homework and look up the Cali law, and you will see it for yourself.
Okay.
That common sense you posted does not count in Cali.
So
that's all I'm telling you.
You have a show tonight?
Yes, ma'am. Which I was just going to tell you, I got to go. But I do have a show. It's a special edition show. I normally don't go live on Thursdays, but I am going to tonight because the New York City mayoral debates are going to be streamed live. So I'm going to stream them live as soon as I figure out how in the hell to do it. But I think my boy Bruno has figured out how to do it. But we're going to stream the debates between the mayor candidates in New York City. That Mandami fucking Democratic Socialist rag-headed motherfucker and the other ones, because they're going to be debating, so we'll be able to see what in the hell this Mandami character is all about. That Muslim Democrat Socialist that y'all know who he is. But we're going to stream it live, and however long it takes, and then whoever we got up there on stage with us, we're all going to discuss it afterwards. And that's going to be at 7. That's when the debates start. So that's when our show's going to start, maybe a few minutes before or whatever, to set it up. And that's what we're going to do tonight. So in a about an hour.
Y'all can join Gator right back here on X in a few. He will be live. And what time does that debate start?
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Eastern time.
So that's in an hour? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Right at an hour from now, I'm gonna be popping into my studio right after I leave here to try to set it up and get the live stream from them attached to mine, so I can make this work.
Okay,
hopefully.
So join him tonight right back here on X, and we will see you next time on the Hood Conservative Podcast with your host, Laverne Spicer. And we also have the Outlaw Gator. So we will see you back later next week. And he'll be on tonight. I don't think I'm joining. I'm tired. We had a foolish.
She had a hell of a day. But I love you, Laverne. I'm out.
Okay. Have a great one. And I'm out also. Join us next time right here on the Hood Conservative Podcast. And have a great day. Hi, I'm Laverne Spicer, and I'm asking for your support today. Thousands of Americans struggle to get food, and they wonder where their next meal is going to come from. But I'm here, been working with them for over 25 years to provide food to people that need it the most, right here at our community food bank. So today, I'm asking you for your support. Please provide a contribution to help make a real difference in our community and to help us feed people. And you can do it right here. Donate today on Cash App. And you will see the link above.